Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of the Outlaw Nation Show here on the Outlaw Nation channel. I am the Outlaw, John Rocha. That's right. I'm excited tonight to spend some time with a man whose work I've grown to admire over the years, become a fan of his work, become a fan of his site, enjoyed reading so many articles on that site, and I'm doubly excited that he has been one of these people that's come along and has chronicled the Release the Snyder Cut movement. We're only going to get him for an hour tonight, so I want to start this interview right off the bat and get it going, introduce him to you all. Remember, the Streamlabs and SuperChats are open. The address is right there below me, or on this side. What is it? Right there below me, somewhere like that. Yeah, and it's also in the description of this video, so you can send in your questions, send in your SuperChats. Again, send them in now because we only have an hour. All right, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all sitting back, getting ready, relaxed. And if the shirt doesn't give it away, here, let me jack my camera down. If the shirt doesn't give it away, that tells you what we're going to be talking about tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my guest for the first hour of the Outlaw Nation Show tonight is the managing director of Cinema Blend. He is the writer of this great new book called Release the Snyder Cut, the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. I just finished reading the last 50 pages today. It is an incredible book. Can't recommend it enough. Can't wait to talk with this gentleman. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the channel and to the show, Sean O'Connell. How are you, Sean?
I'm great, John. Good to be with you, man. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. How are you feeling? You had the junket this morning for Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is coming out March 18th. There's apparently a screening, a premiere virtual screening on March 15th. So how are you feeling now that we are only a few days away from this actually happening? It's pretty insane.
That's a great question, man. I am numb to all of it. I can't believe that it's happening. You know, it was a 3-year journey.
Yep.
Not for me specifically. I was late to the party, you know, but there were fans from the minute that theatrical cut of Justice League screened on November 17th, 2017.
Right.
They came home that night and got on the internet and started to discuss within themselves.
Yeah.
That is not the movie Zack Snyder was going to put out, you know.
Right,
and
right.
God bless them. For 3 years, they fought hard to get this version released. But, you know, so many of them, and I think Zack himself said, like, they didn't anticipate it happening this quickly. They thought it might be 10 to 15 years, 20 years down the line where, you know, they might get to show some version of it in a documentary or something.
Right, right.
The fact that it's happening is kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, and you know, as I finished reading your book today, you know, I got up this morning, I was like, I'm going to finish the last 50 pages. It's been a blast to read all weekend. I was just blown away at the amount of emotion behind this Snyder Cut. I mean, so many, you know, being in this sphere, Sean, I'm sure you've gotten the messages. We all go those DMs from those people that follow us. And they send us such amazing, incredible words about how we've helped them through tough times, how we've been there for them. But we're more immediate. A film is static. A film is there. They can turn it on, but there's no constant, you know, live connection.
Sure.
But yet people have such an incredible amount of emotion. I was really floored by how many people Zack Snyder has touched with his movies.
Well, so was I, especially doing the research for this, because I knew Zack was a popular filmmaker, but I didn't understand the full ramifications about the people globally who are connected to his work. And it's a combination with Justice League in particular. It's a combination of people who love DC and really love his interpretations of the DC characters.
Right.
It's really, Rocha, when you think about it, like, for DC fans, this Justice League was supposed to be the first time that they saw live action, you know, pairings of characters that they'd never seen before.
Right.
And so in writing this book and in talking about it a lot since leading up to this, I've also kind of realized just how much that, like, no matter what your fandom is, you can put yourself in the shoes of these people and really say that, like, how many times have you been looking forward to a film from your favorite franchise or from a filmmaker you love, and if it didn't turn out the way that you expected it to or hoped that it would, you immediately start asking questions. And just the number of things that went wrong on this movie, it really impacted a lot of people. And I never stopped, because the Snyder Cut community is really easy to sort of drive by make fun of, like
Mhm,
look at these crazy fans on social media, look at the way that they're screaming for a superhero movie. And if
right.
you don't stop and actually ask the individuals in the movement, like, how come you guys are doing this? Or
Right.
why does this mean so much to you? When I started hearing their stories, it really moved me and caught me off guard.
Yeah, yeah, and you interview so many different people from so many different walks of life and from so many areas of the world, not just the country, the world. So many people were affected by this Release the Snyder Cut movement. You go into detail about the factions, about how some of the splintering happened, all of that. It's really fantastic when you compare what some books do, which is just give you the overview, versus interviewing the actual people, sitting down with them, hearing about them, long paragraphs of responses to your questions. It made me get to know these people just a little bit more. And as you said, connect to them universally as a fan of my own franchises or a fan of my own stuff. And I found that to be a very thrilling and exciting thing to explore. Because sometimes, Sean, we get caught up doing this business. You forget you're a fan first, and then analyst and a writer second, or a host second. But it's what those people are talking about is the foundation of what motivated them to do these things.
Well, you know what really, I get reminded of this once a year, generally, at San Diego Comic-Con. When we go to Comic-Con, and RIP Comic-Con. I hope it comes back soon, because there's always, every year, there's a moment during Comic-Con which is just a grind for journalists, right? Like, and God help us if we complain for the work that we do, because it's not. I understand.
Right.
There's always a moment when I see a fan just lose it, because they are getting the opportunity to ask a question to somebody who's involved in an entertainment property that they love. And I have to stop and remind myself, like, what we do, entertainment, it's a diversion from, it's the escape from, all the stuff that's not going well in your life. So when I did turn the mic around to the people in the Snyder Cut movement and say, like, explain to me why Zack's interpretations are so important, and they would say, when things were going horribly in my life, when I was at my lowest, I had these movies, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, to turn to and lose myself in. And who doesn't have that? We all have that,
Right.
And there's another component that gets discussed a lot now recently with the Snyder Cut movement, which is the amount of stuff that they did for suicide prevention, which is the reason why Zack left the movie in the first place.
Right.
So there's like, it's like a 3-quadrant sort of pie. Like, there's DC fans, Zack Snyder fans, and then the third quadrant is really people who are in this fight because of the difference they're making for mental health. And the idea of art being a way to escape your problems and a way to find solace in the grind of day to day. And again, I thought it was great stopping and just talking to these people about these issues and getting to know them a little bit better. And I hope, that I got some of that in the book. It means a lot to me that you say that it brought out that connection for you.
Oh my God, it really did. And Sean, it made me go, maybe I got to take a look at this BVS all over again through the eyes of these people and their comments, because I love Man of Steel. I will die on that hill defending Man of Steel. BVS hasn't always worked for me, but listening to how they broke it down, how it connected to them, how it moved them, listen to them talk about the color grade difference between, and when you look at Justice League, between the Joss Whedon version and the Zack Snyder version, I was really blown away by how much these people pay attention to every little thing within these movies. We pride ourselves on being analysts, but listen to these people talk. It was a great reminder that there are a number of people in this world that you can have great conversations with about movies who get it, who really get it on a bone deep level. And I was like looking at how they talked about BVS and thinking to myself, well, maybe I've got HBOMax. Maybe I'll take another shot at this thing and keep their comments in mind. And I think that's a great thing.
Dude, please do, because I can't tell you how many times I've watched BVS or researching this book. There are like specific scenes you want to reference and certain themes that they're pulling out of it. One of the things that I really woke up to when I first watched Man of Steel, the very first time I watched it, it didn't work for me. I think it's funny that you say you died on that hill.
I will.
That was the one that I had to come around on, because it wasn't my version of Superman. It wasn't my interpretation of him at all. And
right.
I was stunned by a lot of the big choices that he made in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, listening to the way that they described the things that they connected to in the way that Zack interprets it, and specifically the story of an immigrant and the story of somebody who feels not persecuted, but like mistrusted, being a stranger in a strange land. Right. And I heard that from so many people that made me go, and of course I watched Man of Steel 1,000 times writing this book also too. It got to the point where just on a Saturday or Sunday, I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm going to watch BVS again. And I mean, you could see over my shoulder, I've got Marvel posters, and I came into this project as a Marvel fanatic. I'm still a Marvel fanatic. That's my preferred comic book.
Right.
But I have a wild newfound appreciation for the type of storytelling that I think Zack was reaching for. And that's kind of dumb to say, but it feels a little bit like he was ahead of his time and being a little bit ahead of what we were expecting from comic book movies. When, yes, we were coming off of the heels of the 3 Nolan films. And I think that he got a chance to take some big swings with Man of Steel because of the work that Nolan did.
Right.
But when he was putting out BVS, people were still buying heavily into the Marvel model. And the Marvel model was more audience friendly, quippier, just a little bit more fast paced. And we were looking at Zack's movies and saying, why can't you be more like that? The majority of people were.
Yeah, and this is something I battle with my brother for life in the Geek Buddies, Michael Vogel. He is a massive Richard Donner Superman. That's my Superman.
Sure.
But I'm the son of immigrants. And to me, immediately from the moment when Diane Lane shows up to the school when he's a kid and he's locked himself in that closet, that supply closet, that is an experience I have had myself personally as a Latino kid surrounded by white kids. It was a heck of an experience. And I would run away, or I'd hide in school sometimes from some of that experience of feeling different, feeling other. And that scene just destroyed me in the theater so early in the movie.
Right.
And from that point forward is always connected to me. So it was so rewarding to read in your book. And I don't want to give too much away because people need to buy this book. It's on Amazon now. Go get it. Release the Snyder Cut is what it's called. Sean O'Connell is the author. He's my guest here. Go get this thing. But it moved me so much that I knew that this was the film that was going to, kind of reverberate for me more. And there's nothing wrong with that Norman Rockwell Superman. Absolutely nothing. No. This one just feels more real. And you might be right, Sean. You make an excellent point. Maybe he is ahead of his time at the time because we've got The Boys now. We've got the Joker. We've got these more grittier, darker films and TV shows in the world of superheroes that Zack's approach would have fit perfectly right now in the time that we're in our minds as fans.
Zack Snyder walked so that Logan could run.
That's a great point. You say Logan. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't even say that. And also, too, like, so much has changed from when he started Man of Steel, that 2014, 2015, where now in 2020, 2021, we are inundated with different interpretations of characters that we love at the same time. You know, like, I'm a Spider-Man guy. I got Tom Holland. I still have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. I've got an animated version that has 6 Spider-Men in it.
Yeah.
You know? But when Zack was doing Superman, he really only had, like, no offense to Brandon Routh, he only really had Christopher Reeve to compare to. So a lot of people went like, that's not Christopher Reeve. But now you have Superman on TV and you have, animated Superman. And there's so many other versions that I think as a fan base, we've become less gatekeepers now than we were when those versions showed up. And we folded our arms and we're like, we dare you to make a movie as good as, like, now I would kill for a different interpretation. And Joker is the perfect example. You know? Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips had a great idea for a standalone one-off movie. Great, go do it. Let's go see it. Oh, how did it play? It's fantastic. Excellent. I love it. What else you got?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think Superman and Lois, the new one that's come out, they owe a debt of gratitude to Zack Snyder because his Man of Steel is his BVS. Because when you look at Superman and Lois, it is a combo of his interpretation and the Richard Donner interpretation kind of put together, and they've made it work. The idea of him having 2 kids, doubling up on what Brandon Routh did, or that Brandon Routh Superman did, but 2 kids, one with a social anxiety disorder, him having, you got this MAGA guy in there. There's so much about it that makes it more grounded, more real, more human. And that's what Zack Snyder, when I watched his Q&A, it's what he spoke about a couple of years ago when he said, I wanted to make these are adult people in an adult world who are superheroes, but they're going through adult things. And so many people rebelled against it, yet he was still following the path of DC, which was about being more human stories than super heroic stories. They just happened to be superheroes. And I think that was brilliant. And I wonder why so many people lose that in the interpretation of his movies.
Well, he also got pinched, I think, with a studio that didn't know what it wanted to do necessarily. Warner Brothers heavily, and I talk about this a lot in the book, was chasing after what Disney and Marvel were establishing. And I can't fault them at the time because they were looking across the street at the rival business studio and saying, why can't we have that? When in reality, I wanted them to almost, or, you know, in hindsight, I kind of want them to trust their instincts and lead instead of following.
Yep.
And they could have doubled down and committed to Zack's vision and wrote it out, because not only did that Justice League in 2017 get affected by it, but David Ayer's Suicide Squad also got butchered as a result, because Warner Brothers got cold feet kind of and wanted to pull back and go in a different tonal direction, which led to movies like Shazam and Wonder Woman 1984 and these lighter, more audience-friendly type films.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of fans now will tell you that was a mistake, but they believed that what they were doing was the right idea. Yeah. And, you know, it's funny, in talking about this journey, there's so many moments that you can point to and say, like, well, if this worked, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? Like, if the 2017 theatrical version wasn't a complete debacle, it just came out and it was fine, you know? A lot of people would say, like, all right, well, that wasn't great, but it didn't like massacre Snyder's vision.
Right.
We probably would have moved on, and Warner Brothers would have skated a little bit.
Right.
But there's been so many fascinating things that just went wrong on that production that it was a lot of fun to dig back through and put them all together.
Yeah, and you know, for those of you who are watching now and joining us here live, we're talking to Sean O'Connell, who's the managing director of Cinema Blend. He has a new book out now called Release the Snyder Cut, with it says the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. And Sean, you interviewed so many people for this book. We touched on it a few minutes ago, but you know, you've also, I'm sure, reported on it on your site. I'm sure you've read articles from numerous sites as this movement was going along and picking up speed. But of course, writing a book is a whole nother animal than writing a 500-word column or what have you. You're like diving in deep with these people and getting into the nook and cranny of how this movement came about. What did you discover that surprised you as you were going on this journey and talking to these fans, these hardcore Release the Snyder Cut fans, and these very real human beings who are touched by Snyder's movies?
First off, I'm going to tell you, don't ever write a book about a story that's still in development. Because I literally felt like I was racing the clock, you know, to meet a deadline and the goalpost kept moving. In a way that was the best possible, and I'll explain why in a second.
Okay.
The most shocking thing that I learned about them was that they taught me that a fandom can be organized if they want to be.
Right.
Like the Snyder Cut movement had people at the top, enough people at the top who would bristle if I called them leaders. They don't want to be thought of as leaders at all. They are very much into the equality, you know, across the board. Everyone's pitched in.
Right.
But they were people who kept the larger movement focused. They generated ideas to raise marketing campaigns. And some of them, so they started small. They would write letters and send them to Ann Sarnoff, the head of Warner Brothers Pictures. Yeah. They would mount, if you thought they were annoying on social media, they would mount telephone call campaigns where they would just flood the operators at Warner Brothers asking to speak to the head of, and you know, look, did it make a difference? I mean, they kept nagging people and they made their voices heard. Right. They flew a plane over Burbank Studios, you know, with a Release the Snyder Cut banner. Yeah. But every single time that a normal fan base would fracture or lose interest, and it would just sort of dissipate. They would reorganize and refocus, and they would give themselves imaginary sort of like signposts, like this is going to be a big day. Let's all get together. And God bless them, it worked. Like they would rally. So you talk about how much we cover this industry, and you always hear like one of the greatest things that they ever did, which is why the title of the book is called Release the Snyder Cut, is that without even thinking about it, they gave themselves a home run marketing slogan.
Yeah.
Right? It's in the lexicon now.
Yep.
Release the fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Is a nod to what they did without even realizing they were doing it. And so all of those elements kind of blow me away, because now since you've seen a handful of, J.J. Abrams didn't get to put out, his version of Rise of Skywalker, release the J.J. cut. And one of the things that immediately happens is the filmmaker will turn around and come out and say, no, I don't.
Yeah, there's no cut. Yeah,
I don't have that. Stop. And what I loved was that Snyder instead, at every turn, was like, "Yeah, I got a better version."
Yeah.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real. Here's a picture of the film canisters. What are we gonna do?
The more cynical fans. That's a great point you bring up, Sean. The more cynical people, I guess, or industry analysts, and we've seen it. You and I have both seen it in our sphere. Our fellow colleagues sometimes can come out with those knives in their mouths to cut things up. They get cynical about Zack Snyder. They get cynical that, oh, this was a whole thing. He was dropping these little hints to whip up the fervor, and that's what they accused him of. And they were saying, "There's no cut. There's no way. There's a cut. There's no way." And then the cut happened, and now they adjusted their anger to be like, well, you shouldn't have wanted a cut. This is going to destroy the industry. Now every director wants a cut. And it's so ridiculous how they don't understand that they are acting the way they're accusing the fandom of acting in this situation. And I find that to be one of the most unself-aware situations I've seen in this business. But that speaks to the uniqueness of this movement, that it can inspire such a thing.
It's a stifling level of hypocrisy that exists on this story. And I don't understand. I don't 100% understand. This is what goes both ways with Zack.
Yeah.
He generates conversation more than most other filmmakers that we really know. Like most filmmakers kind of fly under the radar. A lot of people have some passionate supporters.
Yes.
But Zack has either ride or die, till the end. Or people who just love poking at him, like you said, right?
Yeah.
But here's why I think that works. This worked in his favor in this instance.
Okay.
Back in 2016, 2017, when Warner Brothers were making the decision that they were going to pivot in a different direction no matter what. Like they were going to, the analogy that I kind of use in the book is like, when you try to turn a cruise ship, if you try to do like the DCEU was a cruise ship. It was moving forward,
Yes.
And whatever movie was in the crosshairs when they decided to turn it was going to suffer. It happened to be Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it could have been Patty Jenkins's Wonder Woman. It could have been David Sandberg's Shazam. Warner Brothers lost this battle when it turned out to be Zack's movie, because those other filmmakers don't have nearly as passionate and fervent supporters. Like if those other filmmakers got pinched in the same way that Zack got pinched, we would not be screaming for the Jenkins cut, or the Sandberg cut. But it was the fact that it's Snyder and that he was a lightning rod beforehand with 300 and Sucker Punch and Watchmen. Like those were all movies that generated, and then all the stuff with Man of Steel and BVS generated a ton of conversation. No matter what, love him or hate him, the man brings heat to whatever conversation.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he takes big swings. I think it's because he sticks to his vision, and it riles some people up, but the people who love it are super bought into it.
Yeah.
And he's fascinating from that point of view. And I think he's unapologetically one of the best self-marketers in this business.
Yep.
The dude worked this campaign like no one else before, Yes, his fans helped a lot, but he took all the things that his fans were doing and brought them to the boardrooms at Warner Brothers. And when they went to San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 and dominated the conversation with their billboards and their posters and the signs that they gave out, he was the one in Warner Brothers marketing room saying, the most talked about movie at San Diego Comic-Con is a film that you guys don't plan to release.
Yeah.
It's my film that you're telling me we can't get out there. So he was working the system behind, and you got to admire. I admire that fight in him.
I think that's the thing that separates him. I think you're 100% right. He is a fan, and he's a businessman, and he understands the power of both and when to use them and when to put them in motion. But I also think the number one thing, and this is something that a lot of people who are unhappy about this situation don't want to give him credit for. No one talks shit about Zack Snyder. No one. Everybody who works with him has such positive feelings about working with him, about being with him, about their time on the set. Even I think I read something. Even when the two advisors were on set, that in that Vanity Fair was Hollywood Reporter article, the follow-up one that came out a couple of weeks ago, where spoke about with it is Vanity Fair. I'm sorry, Bresnikan. When he spoke. He did. That was a great article. But he talked about those two guys were on set. He just had conversations with them. The guys that the studio sent to be over him, he just kind of sat down and had conversations. And we used some of their ideas. Some of their ideas we didn't use. And other directors would have been temperamental, would have thrown stuff or whatever. But he exudes this thing. And I think the fans sense that. And it motivates them to be even more adamant and devoted to him, I think, as well.
I'll tell you what. One of the hardest things about putting this book together is because I worked on it for 18 months, and I want to point out that I turned this manuscript in last July. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's happened since that I wish could be followed up, and maybe one day I do another one that sort of follows up everything. But I had to, for that reason, sort of focus on the run up to the release of the cut, and then of course I got to put in the release of the cut by the end of the book. But I talked to a lot of people, on the technical side who worked on the films, and they were like, "Oh God, I'm so glad you're doing this. That's fantastic. I would love to talk to you. What did Zack say?" All of them. What did Zack say? And I was like, I haven't gotten him yet. He knows about it. We're trying. He goes, "Oh, cool. As soon as he tells you yes, I'm there. I'll talk." Wow. They are loyal to, and God bless him. But I think you're right. I think that he runs a ship that creatives want to be part of. And one of the things I heard about the on-set difference with the reshoots between Joss and the atmosphere or environment that Zack keeps on set is what rubbed some of the actors the wrong way. Here they're coming off of 2 films with Zack, who is more of a collaborator, allegedly, who allows them to explore their characters, and that Joss was more of a do it my way, this is the way it's written kind of thing. And no one on the reshoots worked that way under Zack, so it was a really abrasive switch. They're just different styles.
I had a friend, and I don't want to give too much away, but I had a friend who is friends with Kieran Hines, and he had come back into town 3 separate times. And he said, according to her, this is second party or third party. He said, this gets less and less enjoyable because it's not what Zack envisioned. And so that kind of, you sense that from a number of people who have been involved in this production now. And I think the actors, any one of these actors could have put a kibosh on this really right off the bat. And Cavill said, "No, I don't want to be a part of it." Or Affleck had come out harder, or Gal Gadot, even at the height of her popularity off that first Wonder Woman movie, had said, "There is no cut. I don't want to be part of any cut. That's the movie. We're moving on." I think that would have been enough to possibly kill it. But the fact that everybody has been on board in their own way and spoken about their own experiences with Joss, which we won't get into here, kind of reaffirms that the kind of loyalty he engenders in people, not from fear, but from love. And that's a hell of an example to leave in this world.
It's kind of interesting as well, too. It's just that productions are not immune to this. And when people ask, isn't this going to change the industry and how, cuts of different director stuff it plays out? And I said, no, this is such a unique situation. This is such a one-off to me. Because the closest comparison I can think of is Phil Lord and Chris Miller leaving Solo.
Oh man.
So you have filmmakers leaving a blockbuster film, mid-production sort of thing. And a lot of us talk about like what could their version have been like, and Ron Howard coming in, and how much did Ron Howard change. But you know what we never think about, and I just thought about it now, is those actors.
Yeah,
all those actors who signed up for Lord and Miller's take on Solo, and now you're getting Ron Howard, and Ron Howard's a perfectly serviceable director.
Yeah, he's a good director,
but he's not Phil Lord and Chris Miller. You know, if Phil Lord and Chris Miller pitched me on their take on a Han Solo movie, I'm on board with that. You know, I'm on board with that vision. And so that's the closest I can think of to a recent example of a director switch where, you know, the people who got left behind, who are left in the lurch, they have to either make the best of the situation.
Right.
And what they ultimately end up with is a fine movie, you know.
Right.
It's not terrible, but it could have been special. I think it could have been really special.
Yeah, agree with you. Let's move to another section of the book, a little part of the book here, and this kind of crosses lines professionally. You go into detail about the behind the scenes stuff that was going on at Warner Brothers. You kind of you go into it step by step, very detail oriented about what executives were involved at what stage of the process. You kind of turn around some myths possibly that people have been widely held by the fandom about Jeff Johns, about other people who involved, Sujihara, what have you, all these people that were involved through the process. And I wonder, was there a little hesitation on your end? Was there any pushback from Warner Brothers? And of course, if you can't talk about it, that's fine. But I'm asking the question that was saying, hey, if you do this book, be fair here, or we'll give you access to this, or don't talk about this. Or did you feel that you could do this on your own and detail it in a way that was respectful, but still honest?
How can I say this? How do I say this? Of course, I had to be cautious about that because as a managing director of Cinema Blend, like I don't want to destroy relationships there. Right. But I can say that I was extremely upfront with Warner Brothers that I was going to embark on this story. Yeah. I was letting them know that for the most part, it was the story of the fandom and their push to get it complete. They did tell me up front, they said, you know, they were super great about saying like, that's cool if you would like to write that book, but we can't help you with that at all. Like our company policy, and this was 2 years ago, our company policy is just the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, you know? And so they said, that's all we can tell you and good luck, you know, which did run into a lot of issues about, you know, people who didn't want to talk on record. So almost everything that I have in the book, I can back because I've reported it and sourced it, you know, to places where I can verify it essentially. Yeah. But a lot of that situation is still he said, they said, you know, and it's nobody wants to touch that because that's in our business. That's so dangerous because, and even now still to this point, you have fans who are passionately fighting for one side or the other against like Walter Hamada, you know, like if you think about us when we were kids growing up, you know, did you ever know the president of whatever studio, you know, ran the movies that you loved? Like, no, I didn't come out of Rocky IV and get mad at whoever was running, you know, the studio back then. So like they have this weird fascination and knowledge of the motivations of and so many times I just want to like slow them down and say like, hold on, you're getting into like he said, she said speculation, and that in journalism that's extremely dangerous. And it boils right down to the question that triggered all of this, which is that I never understood anybody who said adamantly the cut doesn't exist because you don't know, you know. So you always got to keep an open mind and say maybe, you know, if possible. So with all of those situations about who did what and who did what to who, and the, you know, you have to keep an open mind and just say we don't know the whole story. We may never know the whole story on a lot of those behind the scenes things. The people who were in those rooms at the time know what happened, and it's up to them to sort of say.
Well, that's a great point from James Tabb. Hey, Sean, Rocky IV is getting a director's cut as well. So
that's right. He's taking the robot out. Stupid. That's a bad decision, James.
Don't take the robot out. I agree with you. Keep the robot cut. Keep the robot cut. But for those of you who are joining us here, we've got 154 of you. Thank you so much for joining us live tonight here on this talk. I only have Sean for another 25 minutes, so please, if you want to send in any questions, now is the time to do it. Streamlabs or Super Chats. You see, I pinned it in the chat. It's in the description. It's right above our heads there in the middle as well. This is the book we're talking about right here, Release the Snyder Cut. It is available at Amazon right now on paperback, on Kindle. It is the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. And as I was telling a majority of you before when we were on here, I finished reading it this morning. I'm telling you, it is an awesome read. If you are into this story even a little bit, it will excite you. It's a page turner. It's not like 75 pages per chapter. It's very chill, and it gets to the point honestly and effectively, and you're getting information, you're culling information as you go along that's giving you a way bigger idea and a more fleshed out idea of how this all came to be. And we're on the precipice of this finally coming out on March 18th. I can't wait. I'm not eating or drinking 6 hours before this movie, Sean. I'm going to sit there for 4 hours and watch this thing straight. You went to the junket today.
Yes.
What can you say about the junket that won't get you in trouble? What can you speculate on? What can you tease people who might be watching on the Outlaw Nation about this film or their responses to your questions?
They were so it was led by Zack and Debbie Snyder, and the campaign is meant to be very Zack centric. The cast did not participate, which I found to be pretty curious.
Yeah.
Because I thought some of them would at least be like, I'm not quite sure. It's weird that this is an HBOMax movie.
Yeah,
really. They're the ones that gave him the backing to finish it. Mm-hmm. But it's a Warner Brothers movie. It is, but they don't really want to do anything with it. And you know, there's a lot of the cast that are still on the hook at Warner Brothers. Yeah. You know, like Momoa's doing another Aquaman, Gal Gadot's going to do another Wonder Woman, Ezra's doing Flash. So I think that they want to support it, but they led with Zack, and he and Debbie were fantastic in their questions and interviews. I asked them, most of my stuff is embargoed. I'm just not able to sort of talk about it, but so, I mean, it's implied. I know people are asking if I've seen it. Like
they are in the chat. They're asking.
Yeah, I know. I mean, let's just say this. Let's say this. You know, you normally get to see the movie before you talk to the director, and so I talked to the director today.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that answers your question without him directly answering the question for sure. But let's since most of that's embargoed, I totally respect that. I like that Zack and Debbie. That listen, you know, Sean, we've talked off the screen as well, and we talked a few months ago when I was first launching my channel, and you were you were very kind to come on and spend some time with me talking about it on the deep cut. You were at the I think middle stages of the book and working on it and stuff, and we spoke about how important Zack Snyder and the movement's attachment to what happened to his daughter and to the organization there to help for suicide prevention. I think that's another side of this that needs more publicity, needs more credit given, because how many filmmakers out there right on the front lines talking about this, speaking about this from an own personal experience and promoting the need to have the stigma destroyed of this conversation around mental health and suicide. Well,
and also just like there's a chapter in the book that addresses directly Autumn's loss.
Yes.
And I am the father of two boys, and I could not, like, to me, I led with the sentiment of it's ridiculous to even talk about a movie, a superhero movie, any movie, in the context of losing a child. Like that's just, they're not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
However, Autumn's story is so integral to to the reasons why Zack left the movie in the first place.
Yeah.
And to the cause that motivated a huge chunk of the fandom to fight as hard as they did.
Yeah.
So the last two words that show up on the movie, allegedly, are for Autumn. You know, once the movie ends, before the credits come up, it says for Autumn. And Zack has talked about recently on different streams that she was the one of his kids. He has multiple kids. Mm-hmm. She was the one who was super into comic books, graphic novels, anime. Like she was a junkie for all that. And so he connected with her a lot on that level. And so that's also, it's hard. What it blows me away about just like the Snyder Cut movement is that they always need something to be fighting for or fighting toward, right? And that's been extremely good, but also a little bit detrimental, because in this span from when they got the cut announced to now, they almost didn't know what to do with themselves. So they just started fighting with each other. And the movement got a little bit even uglier than it has been in other places.
It got fractured.
Yeah. But the leaders, are refocusing them to say that, like, you know what isn't over, you know what battle hasn't been won yet, is the fight for mental health and suicide prevention. So they are continuously dedicating those resources to AFSP and to raising funds. And when Zack talks about the fact that, like, you know, they get kicked for being toxic fandoms, and I get that, and I honestly think that by definition almost every fandom has the ability to be toxic. But when
of course it does.
That they have raised collectively over the past 3 years over $500,000, and that money has gone to AFSP to pay for people on the phone banks, you know, who are there to pick up the phone when someone needs help, therapists, you know, to sit down and meet with people who need to be who need help in a moment. Like he says, and he's right, this movement has saved lives, and you just can't argue that. You can't argue it. So, you know, where Star Wars fan, God bless you, or any other fan that just gets on social media and has an axe to grind. Yes, the Snyder Cut movement has an axe to grind, but they are an additional, doing some amazing work for charity that can't be overlooked.
Yeah, certainly. You've got the, you know, on the Star Wars side was it the 501st Legion? They do stuff, but the movement is tied to the suicide to the AFSP. They are tied to that organization. So it is. You can complain about some of the toxicity, and it's a small amount of the toxicity that's in the fandom, but they are attached to this, and that to me outweighs anything. As someone who survived a suicide attempt in 2016 because I was able to call someone at that phone bank and they walked me through an hour conversation to make sure I didn't do it. I appreciate the phone banks and the people who work these phone banks 1,000,000%. It was the difference between me doing it and not doing it. And it's an incredible thing to help people like that. And that's what I always support this thing. And some people give me shit about it, but I don't care, because it's bigger than the movie, and it's also the movie. And I think that's important too.
And I want to emphasize too that a portion of the proceeds from my book are going to AFSP.
Oh, it's awesome.
And, I haven't yet received much money for the book because so much stuff gets tied up in like you get an advance, which is nice. But then with sales, like the sales don't come to like down the line, you know,
right.
People are just like, but I want to make the donation relatively soon because I'm kind of tired of waiting, you know. I really want to get the money in their hands. And that's something that I agreed on doing at the very beginning of this. And of course, the more and more I learned about it, and the more and more I got invested in the stories of the movement, you know, my donation is coming very soon.
That's awesome. Yeah. And if you guys want to buy the book, the address, the link to the Amazon link there is in the description of this video. So you can go there right now, click on that link, and you can purchase the book there. It's not that much. $16.99 is nothing. And it's a good read. You can do it in a weekend or over a week, and you can enjoy yourself. It's called Release the Snyder Cut. We got 170 you all watching that right now. So I'm going to pull this up again. There it is. That's the book. Sean O'Call, the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. So go pick that up. Put some money both in his pocket and in the AFSP's pocket, please. It's positive stuff. We got some Streamlabs that have come through. Sean, let me ask you these questions, please, from our fans who are watching. Mr. Deadpool says, Sean, how would you compare the release of the Snyder Cut to the Donner Cut's release in 2006? Yeah, you talk about that in the book. How would you compare it? I
mean, no comparison at all in the sense that this now is like an event. Like this is a huge deal that it's coming to HBOMax. And whereas the Donner Cut, I think, had a small group of people who were anticipating seeing that cut and fought for a while. That was released, if I'm right, just kind of as a DVD release, right?
An add-on. Yeah.
So this is something that if we weren't in COVID times, you'd be getting a full-on theatrical blast, you know, because Snyder has this edited for IMAX presentation, and I don't doubt down the road that he's going to put together some type of a triple feature road show, where you do Man of Steel, BVS Ultimate Edition, and the 4-hour Justice League cut.
Wow.
So I just feel like, it was great that Richard Donner, or that the studio got to put together Richard Donner's cut of that. But this just feels so much more like, it's Zack workshopping this cut to finally give you the full unfiltered version of what, in addition to the additional photography scenes that got into, things like, and this is stuff that's been released already, Jared Leto's Joker, Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, more nightmare scenes. Like, it's the full bonanza. It's the full bonanza.
Yeah, and I saw the Dark Side trailer they released today or yesterday, and seeing Manganiello there, it was incredible to see him there in the nightmare sequence, and the Dark Side sitting on the throne. That looks so badass. And shout out to that actor who voiced Darkseid, who was finally getting to hear his work.
Ray Porter. Ray Porter did amazing work. And one of the interviews I did today too, I interviewed two guys who were VFX artists at Weta.
Nice.
Who only focused on Darkseid, both in the history lesson portion of the film, which is something you saw in theatrical, but it's a much more expanded version. And then other scenes that have Darkseid in it. I think I can say that there is way more Darkseid in the Snyder Cut than I anticipated. Way more Darkseid.
Oh, just that shot of his hand possibly on Superman's shoulder from that trick. That minute, I was like, oh. So it's exciting as hell to see, and another outlets are reporting, Sean, and I'm sure you know this already. I'm sure you've written a story on Cinema Blend for, or you guys have over there, that the rumors are the theaters are going to open LA in a week. Some theaters might open in LA in a week. So would this be available possibly in IMAX in LA or around California that people can go to? I wonder, because I would love to see this in IMAX. Did you hear anything of that possibility at the junket today?
I have heard the opposite. I've heard that for now, it's very much an HBOMax play.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a play for it to be an exclusive in an effort to drive up subscriptions. And I can't blame them.
That makes sense.
They're rolling the dice on it. They're taking a gamble. They want people to come to HBOMax to see it. Now, I don't doubt that eventually he'll get a chance to bring it to theatrical. But I bet you they let it run on HBO Max for a while.
Wow. We've got 170 watching right now. Please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to YouTube, that's the like button. So hit that like button, a thumbs up button. We got 86 right now. Let's get to 150 as soon as we can. If you're watching and enjoying the content, just hit that thumbs up. Drunken Prayer says, hi, Sean. What unmade script do you wish had been made? For example, I'd really like to see the Alien 3 script that was entirely different, the one on the wooden planet. Is there a script you'd like to see, Sean?
Yeah, Die Hard Year One. We got really close to seeing that.
Yeah.
And from everything I heard about it, I never got a chance to read it. It was a split story with, contemporary John McClane and a younger John McClane in his first year on the beat. And the younger John McClane story would have taken place July 4th weekend in New York City during the bicentennial of 1976. And something about whatever case he was on, one of his first early cases, would have tied into whatever case he was trying to figure out in his final one.
Wow.
The first Die Hard is my favorite movie of all time. The Die Hard franchise in general is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
It pains me that his final swing is not just A Good Day to Die Hard, but also this horrific car battery.
Oh, God.
I mean, he is just urinating all over the ashes of his legacy. So the fact that there was an unwritten script out there for this Die Hard Year One story fascinates me to no end.
It's almost Godfather-esque, where you're seeing the young and the old, but of course it's Michael versus Vito, but still young, old Corleone.
Yes.
It would totally work. So that's for me, it's the Vega brothers. It'll always be the Vega brothers. I've always wanted to see that. God damn it. Michael Madsen and John Travolta, just when he's come back to be cool again, would have been awesome. Justin Toner says, hi, John and Sean. Thank you, Sean, for coming on the show to talk about your book. I am curious, what exactly was Zack's first reaction to the Snyder Cut movement, and when did he realize he could actually finish his version of the film? Well, good question.
I don't know about his first reaction to it, but I know from very early on, he's been nothing but, blown away and moved by their support. And I can tell you that one of the earliest moments of me trying to put this book together, there were a lot of things that had to almost happen for me to really go down the path of writing the book. And one of the things was getting Zack's support almost. Like I tried to reach out to Zack for this at any time, and if he was just like, don't do that, or I'm going to do that, so don't bother, because he would obviously eclipse anything that I tried to do.
Yeah.
I got to go to the set of his Netflix film that he has coming out, Army of the Dead. They were shooting it in Atlantic City, and he had taken over a casino. And, we interviewed Batista and, got to watch them film, and we got to have lunch with Zack. And at that time, Zack, for the first time, I heard him talk about publicly or in that setting, his feelings on the movement. And his words convinced me to tell this story, because he basically said it in a nutshell. I think what they're doing is amazing. I'm blown away by their support. I can't believe the stuff they're pulling off. And I will never tell them to stop, because if I think if I said that, it would diminish the amount of stuff that they've accomplished already on behalf of my films and my work and the AFSP. Right. So all I can say to them is keep going. That's fantastic. Now, when did he know he was going to be able to succeed? I honestly don't. There was a huge trending event on November 17th, 2019. Right. Where they set a goal to do 214,000 tweets using the Release the Snyder Cut hashtag, because the running time of his cut of Justice League was supposed to be 214 minutes. Right. Before he was able to restore it to the full 4 hours. And instead of 214,000 tweets, they broke 1 million that day. Wow. And Toby Emmerich, the head of Warner Brothers, said he points to that day as the day where they couldn't ignore it anymore. They had to get him going. So I think that honestly, November 2019 is the first time that Zack realistically believed that they had a shot to do this. And they only had a shot to do this because of the streaming service. Right. Without HBOMax, there would be no place to put this 4-hour cut. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a ton of great things lined up to make this happen.
That's why I think a little more perspective from everybody involved in this needs to be had. So many things needed to happen for this to happen. It was not just the fandom. It was not just HBOMax saying it was not just Zack and Deb. It was everybody involved at certain critical moments. A positive thing happened that kept it going. The momentum of it organically kept it going, and the drive of the fans and the leaders, as you call them, kept it going to make this happen. So everybody should take credit, but also everybody needs to understand that so many things needed to happen. Change in management at WB, so much had to happen so that this could happen. So appreciate it, enjoy it, instead of trying to nitpick it or batter it into the ground, or try to get credit or try to, it's just enjoy it. This might never happen again. It is such an anomaly in the history of film.
And while I understand the fan base's need to ask, like, well, what can he do next? Restore the Snyderverse. I understand that, but the victory here is getting the Snyder Cut released, because it wasn't going to happen. Yeah. And you have to remember, you got to hold on to the fact that, like, that is the win. You did it. And so bask in it. It's 4 hours, it's and so just enjoy it for what it is. Don't immediately get angry that you might not see the next thing. So we'll see. Exactly. We'll see how that plays out.
Exactly. Aaron Kleister says, hello, Sean and John. Let me say this after to you guys. I love movies and I hate reading. After this interview, I'm getting that book. Woo! # Man of Steel. Good. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure Sean appreciates it very much. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, get that book. The description, as I said, the Amazon link is in the chat, in the description of this. Go and get that book. Tushka Productions here says, Sean, since you are a fan of both DC and Marvel, what do you think it would take for DCWB to get the franchise not equal to Marvel, but to a level of prestige and consistency? Again, excited about your book and love your Cinema Blend articles.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I honestly think DC is in a spot right now that is much healthier for them. I don't want them to chase after. Okay, so you're right. They shouldn't go after the Marvel model, but how do they get to the prestige that they're almost at? They're getting there. They're on their way there right now. So by not doing a cinematic universe, by not chasing after the shared story where everything has to be connected. They've now positioned themselves to a spot where they can do almost anything that they want.
Right.
We mentioned the Joker film, that doesn't have to be connected to anything else.
Yep.
Matt Reeves can come to them and say, I've got a great idea for a Batman film, which could become a Batman trilogy. It's essentially 7, but it's Jeffrey Wright and Batman. Fucking great. We'll do that. James Gunn can come around and do a Suicide Squad, and it doesn't matter that there was a Suicide Squad movie. He's like, I got a Suicide Squad story, and they're like, awesome, go do that.
Right.
That's great, because then The Rock can do a Black Adam movie.
Yeah.
And we're not worried about continuity. Continuity is cool in the MCU, but you're inviting more opportunities for it to fall apart. That house of cards can only get built so high, right?
Right.
So I like where DC's at right now, where they have the flexibility to make cool stuff like this. It worried me a little bit when in their most recent announcement, Walter Hamada talked about like every film that comes out is going to have a HBOMax, counterpart. Yeah. So Suicide Squad is going to have the Peacemaker show with John Cena. Like, don't commit to that. Only do it if it makes sense. Like what you're automatically handcuffing your creators to also come up with a counterpart. So I would love a scenario where theatrical is rolling along, taking some big swings and doing what they want and getting creatives who, like, maybe a creative doesn't want to come over and play in DC Sandbox because they don't want to commit to the next 3 movies, 10 years of their life. So they have a one-off and they come and do it and it works out well. But then I also think HBO Max has a lot of flexibility for somebody who wants to do like a Watchmen. Damon Lindelof came and did his Watchmen for a season. Yeah. He wasn't locked into having to tell a saga like Lost. He just did a thing. He did an adaptation. When it was over, he was like, I'm done. I'm going to move on, and let creatives come and do that for a little while. And I almost would rather see these studios, both Marvel and DC, explore the freedom that comes with this sort of long form storytelling on the streaming sites.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. DC kind of ended up where they should have kind of maybe started from all along, which is here telling these director driven stories, these one-offs that are fun to explore, keep people's interest, and trusted that their IP was strong enough that it didn't have to necessarily collect up into a larger universe right off the bat. It could have stood on its own, and then some point down the road, look at it. Because while you were doing Dark Knight, Marvel wasn't Marvel was still building their stuff while you were doing Dark Knight. So there's a difference there. I think they could have taken their time, trusted their IP. I think they ran too fast when they should have just walked and then started running. So
absolutely.
We'll see down the road what happens with them. All right, we got to let you go, but there's one thing I want to ask you, because I blinked twice. Everyone said that you blinked twice, so you might have seen the movie. Is the cameo that they've been talking about, is it going to knock us on our asses?
I can't. I can't. I get in so much trouble. I would get in so much trouble.
All right.
I can't. I admire you for asking. I really do. DM me later and I'll tell you.
All right, brother. I appreciate it badly. Good.
Remember, I haven't even seen it yet.
No. You're right. You haven't seen it yet.
How can I tell you?
Cheryl, habitual line stepper, John. Yeah, I'm a habitual line stepper, that's for sure.
I thought about it. I did think about it.
Thank you, Sean. Well, look, Sean O'Connell, thank you so, brother. It's always great to see you. You're one of the bright bulbs, bright energy lights in this sphere, and I always appreciate any time I get to sit down with you. And thank you so much for coming back on the Outlaw Nation and talking about your book again, ladies and gentlemen. You can get it. It is out now. Again, Release the Snyder Cut, the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League, written by that man there you see on the screen. Thank you, Sean. Please tell everybody else, or everybody, where they can find you. And obviously, you've got the book going on, but what else might be going on there over at Cinema Blend as well?
Yeah, sure. Cinema Blend on the daily basis. Make sure you check us out for all of our written content. We do the Real Blend podcast. I do it with Kevin McCarthy and Jake Hamilton, two of my really close friends. We have a lot of fun guests on there, mostly directors. It's become a really a place for directors to come by and talk long form about their films. And then on social media, I'm at Sean_O'Connell on Twitter, and you can find me there on the regular basis. John, I love coming on your show, man. It's a ton of fun. I love what you're doing here. Continued success with everything here at the Outlaw Nation. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Oh, dude, thank you very much, Sean. Means the world, brother. Means the world. And continued success on the book. Get it, people. Go buy it. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, Sean. Much love,
guys. Thanks.
Oh, there you go, Sean O'Connell. Dude, it's always that's the wrong one. Where am I? There I am. It's always fun to see him and sit down with him and talk with him. And he only had an hour to spend with us. But we've got another hour left in the show. I'm going to bring on my producer. If you guys want to come on, let's just shoot the shit for an hour. If you guys want to donate, send in Streamlabs SuperChats, you can. But I'm not plugging or trying to get anything. I'm just hanging out with you guys tonight. The book was a great read. I just hung out with my brother, Sean O'Connell, for an hour. So I'm hanging out with the nation tonight. Or maybe some of you are new to the nation. You got some questions about Justice League, about the book, about BVS, about Man of Steel. Let's talk about it all. Let's talk about Zack Snyder, what he was trying to do, what your feelings are about the Joss Whedon thing. Come on in live or send in a Streamlab and SuperChat if you want. Again, I'm not pushing it. If you want, let's bring in my producer here, Sean Barreto, who finally showed up to do his job. Sean, how are you? How are things?
I showed up. I was in the chat for a while. How's it going, John? I like the interview. Sean is pretty cool.
Yeah, Sean's
he has a great
guy.
name. He has a great name.
The hour flew by, man. The hour flew by. He's so great. But he's on East Coast time, and he's got to help his kid with a school project, so he had to go, unfortunately. But I had him for an hour, and I appreciated the hour that I had. But yeah, you guys who are watching now, please hit that like button if you want to come in live. Sean, absolutely. I'm going to go grab a drink because I'm thirsty as fuck after that. Will you tell them how they can come in live, please?
No problem. All right, as John gets a drink, welcome Outlaw Nation. This is the Sean Nation for a minute or two. So I will put the link in the Discord first. If you're a $10 above patron, you'll be able to get that first, and you can come in and talk to John. After a while, we'll then put the link in the live chat for anybody else who's not a $10 and above patron. And if you're not, you should be. We have great fun. Anybody could attest to that. We have great hangouts with John. It's fun. We're training him for his next Schmodown match. A lot of fun. So, where's the hat? Oh, okay, I will get the hat, Chris. I totally forgot about it. I will put it on as soon as I'm done here for a second. Hang on. But when you do come in, the link will bring you to StreamYards. It will ask you to verify your headphones and microphone. Please try to at least have headphones, otherwise we can get an echo. And then it will bring you into backstage, and John will be able to see you, and then he can bring you at any time. Cheesecake Nation. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. It was a great interview John had with Sean. I'm looking forward to the movie. The trailers haven't excited me a lot, but I still find it interesting to see exactly what he envisioned and where the possibilities of it could have been. So that's kind of where my head is at, John.
On the Snyder Cut?
Yeah. I always thought, and it's funny that someone brought up that question in a Streamlab, is that I thought eventually we would get the Donner Cut type treatment for Snyder Cut. Like it'd be years later, and it'll just be like this, like, on the 20th anniversary of Justice League, it's Zack Snyder's version of it, and I thought we would get something like that. Never would have imagined that we would have gotten this. Especially a 4-hour cut. I agree with you. If the theaters in Los Angeles were open, I probably would go in IMAX to see it too. Yeah. I probably would do it too.
I would absolutely. If anything's going to make me go to a theater, it's to see a 4-hour IMAX cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I would absolutely go to a theater, get there early, sit all the way in the back on the back corner, bring 2 dummies. So I could put their, dummy bodies, 2 mannequins in essence, put their dummy bodies right there in the 2 seats next to me. I would even buy tickets for those 2 mannequins, so I could say these and peacefully enjoy the movie 1,000%. Nowadays I love seeing things in IMAX. They shoot it for IMAX and they really take advantage of the screen. So 1,000% agree with you. I'd love to see that. And I'm trying to get vaccinated myself. That's for sure. That's another thing I want to get done here in San Diego. So for sure. All right. Did you put the link in the chat and in the Discord?
Doing it now, sir. Okay. So actually, I have to put my hat on
Yeah.
Because I had a bet that
Yeah.
for WandaVision finale that Mephisto would show up,
Ooh.
and I lost.
Okay.
So now I have to wear my hat.
Where's your hat?
It's right over here.
Who'd
Here,
you
hang
lose
on.
the bet to?
The Outlaw Nation. We were talking in a Discord, and we were like, before we watched it, we had our predictions, and I was like, I was still on the Mephisto train. I was like, he's showing up, and they were like, well, I was like, I bet you guys. They were like, what do you want to bet? I was like, if I lose, I have to put the hat on during the show.
Right.
So I'll
put the hat on.
All right, hang on.
Hurry up. You don't have it sitting there? Oh my God. Yes, Chris Taylor, Urbanik Made of Food. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, Mazi Asiago wants to know, hey John, what are your plans for Falcon and Winter Soldier with the Geek Buddies? We're still working that out. A new episode of the Geek Buddies is definitely coming tomorrow. We're going to do our WandaVision post-mortem. So we're going to talk about all the theories that we have. Oh my God. All the theories. Why do you even have a hat like that? Are you going back in time to the 40s? Are you putting on your spats, getting your cigarettes out?
My spats?
Yeah, you know what spats are?
I know what spats are. Why would I be wearing spats? That's probably something that you would wear.
I say you're going back to the 1940s. Look at you. Come on.
Oh, get out of here. You're just jealous. I think you're a hater. You're a hater.
That's what I am, a hater. All right, go do your job. Go put stuff in the links. Go get my people in here. All right, love you. That's Sean Barreto, the producer. Sean is auditioning for the Shadow remake. Oh yeah, that's a great point there, Sinfinity. Yeah, what you guys think of the interview? Did you like the interview? Did you like what Sean had to say? You know, Sean, you got to get this book. I'm telling you, Sean sat down with Zack Snyder throughout the book in a 2020 interview. So it's a very recent interview about everything that went on. And yeah, he had to wait on the release of the book after they announced they were releasing the Snyder Cut. That's another question I was going to get to, but we ran out of time, was to ask him what that experience is like as an author. And he kind of alluded to it earlier in the interview. As an author, what it's like to be working on something that is still going. The train is still moving. And the fact that they announced it, maybe I think it was a few days before his book was supposed to possibly be released. And so they held it off, and he wrote a whole new chapter about the release of the Snyder Cut and everything that went with it. So pretty cool stuff for sure. All right, let's see. What have we got here? Any more? No Streamlabs, no Super Chats. Anybody want to come in live? Come hang out. Talk to me about your feelings about the Snyder Cut. What you're hoping to see in the 4 hours. What you want to see, or any issues that you've had or you worried about as we go into a 4-hour Snyder Cut. Yeah, no leaks. No spoiling anything. Cheryl's absolutely right. Hey guys, we are not going to. Yeah, if you spoil anything in the chat, you're going to get blocked from the chat, whether I see you or my moderators see you. That's for sure. No leaks either. Don't. Some of you might have seen Tom and Jerry and wound up in the Justice League or Zack Snyder Justice League. So no showing anything at all. I'm trying to get my hands on or trying to get invited to the premiere that is happening on the 15th. I'm hoping they allow me to go to that. We shall see, and I will let them. I'm going to email the person. Sean was very kind to kind of clue me into who I need to email about the possibility of getting to see this thing next week. Which would be great. I would be absolutely in love with that possibility, ladies and gentlemen. So we shall see. All right, who do we got? Wait, we got Aaron Kleister. Aaron, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come in. There it is. All right. What's up, Aaron? How are you, bud?
Hey, good, man. How you doing?
Good.
It's Clister.
Oh, Clister. Okay.
I love you, man. I hate correcting you because you're so much better than me. But yeah, okay. So can I talk something Schmodown real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, first of all, dude, great interview. That guy is so cool. I hope it comes on more. You guys work so well together.
I love
great interview.
He's got great energy,
I'm not gonna. Man. Oh yeah. Not to give away anything, but.
Don't give away anything.
Not to give away bad blood, because I know he was on your faction.
No spoilers.
But Kaiser works so well with Dan. Mm-hmm. They are so perfect together to where it's like it's almost as good as Roxy and Snyder. And when I saw that, I'm going, there's no more distractions for Gucci for you now. I think you two are going to be fantastic this year. Oh. Not only that, but I can't wait for him and Barbarian to have a match together. So when I saw that, I was like, that's gonna be good. But now I'm really looking forward to what he can do with you now, since like he has his best horseman.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, and the thing is, we've all been working in tandem on the rookies and getting the rookies ready and getting them coached up, getting them knowledgeable. Craig has done an incredible job with me and Finstock, getting these rookies ready. We're quizzing them. We're having. I've played 4 matches over the weekend against the rookies that were set up. So like, I am doing my part to make sure these guys and these ladies are all set up to compete in the Schmodown and do well in the Schmodown. And Tom has been so great to just hang out with and talk to and talk about all this stuff. We're very much old school East Coast guys, so we've got a vibe that works well for us. And yeah, Dan and Kaiser, it was fine. And Snyder, of course, whatever it is, but like that's their thing that they're doing. But we're going to see down the road when Gucci faces Kaiser and I face Dan for the belt, who's going to be, saying what or doing what, and who's going to be the best managed person on that day, And so this is going to be interesting to see, because remember, Dan won how many matches under Gucci's tutelage last year too. So winning 1 match is great for Kaiser, but don't forget our tag team matches. We won one. We came real close to beating Corruption, and we won in the first round of the tag team tournament. So yeah, for all that's being said, I also think Dan is on this quote unquote revenge tour, and it's only a revenge tour because he didn't quite show up in our tag team matches 100%. So it's a revenge. I'm the one that wants revenge on our tag team situation. So when we play each other, we're gonna have a little bit of fun for sure.
That brings up a good question.
Yeah.
What is your motivation, man? Last question. What's your motivation for this year?
How can I say this? My motivation this year is to make people remember who the Outlaw is and shock a few more people in the fandom who just showed up like 6 months ago and are calling me washed up after watching, 4 Schmodown matches. I want to wake those fools up, shake them to their fucking bones, and make them bow down to the Outlaw. Yeah, exactly. I choked those, not literally, obviously, but yeah.
You got this, man. You got this. You will get a belt at the end of this season. I know it.
I think
know it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Aaron. The Outlaw Nation has been incredible, training me up and getting me squared away, and we've got this whole new system that has been so much more effective than when we were doing it last year. And it just growing pains. We had to figure out what worked with me, what worked with them. We've got a really great system this year. And obviously everybody in the exchange has been willing to train me up for any of the categories. I got a big match on the 26th against Lightning Liz Shannon Miller. She is not anyone to look past or take lightly. She beat Bibbs and she beat Chance. And so those are 2 back-to-back. She was there. And so I'm looking forward to playing her. And Sam Levine, we got a whole bone to pick, Sam and I, all the time. So it's going to be fun to be back in the ring with him and hear the little man's barbs. Those are always cute to hear. So it's going to be fun once we get to go at it toe to toe. So we shall see.
Thank you very much.
Anything
again,
else,
John?
Aaron? All right. Great to see you, brother, man.
It.
Thanks for coming in, brother. Much love.
Later.
All right. That was Aaron Klister. He corrected me. Aaron Klister. Yeah, guys, the link is in the chat in the Discord. It should be in the chat as well. Sean, is it in the chat as well? Great. The link is in the chat if you want to come in live and ask questions. Chris Taylor says, Rocha, Keaton's Batman as the cameo for JL. Wow. I hadn't thought of that. Damn, I hadn't thought of that. But I don't know if they would do that. I'm pretty sure they won't do that, because if they do that, then you're connecting the canon of what they want to go forward doing with what Zack is doing. And Hamada said that this is a cul-de-sac, that this Justice League is a cul-de-sac. And so I don't imagine that they would do something like that, but I don't know. You never know. You never know for sure. I like this idea. Rocha versus Dan in a Hell in a Cell match. Absolutely. I would love to play him in a steel cage if we get back to live events down the road. I think Dan, the Outlaw versus the supposed GOAT, the Billy Goat, as I call him, in the Hell in a Cell, and you could light it on fire. We'll play in a fire Hell in a Cell. And I would love to see that happen. No one can save you, Merle, once the door closes. Not Mara, not Kaiser, not Ben, nobody. Just you and me in a Hell in a Cell match. That would be so awesome to see. Put it together, Christian. Do your job, Christian. Put it together. Let's make it happen. I got to handle my business, though. I gotta win a few more matches before I get a shot at Dan Merle. If Dan takes out Collins, which I kind of believe, I kind of think he will. I'll be honest with you. I think he will. All right. What do you got for me there, Justin? What's going on, brother, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Busy day. That was a great.
What?
I've been running around today.
Understood, dude. Understood. What's going on?
Well, I enjoyed the interview. That was really cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have a different perspective on the whole Snyder Cut thing because, I was like, I wasn't like big for it, but I'm willing to give it a shot and see if it's good. It's like I have an open mind to it. I'm like, so I'm actually looking forward to giving it a try and seeing what it's like. Finding time to watch a horror movie though, that's going to be tricky. It's like I got so much stuff going on. That's going to be fun, but
right.
But I'm definitely going to try to get the book though. It sounds like it'll be a fun read because I love all that kind of like behind the scenes kind of stuff. These kind of stories. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
The book is great. He does such a fantastic job breaking down everything that happened and everything they got into and everything that was behind the movement all the way to the beginning. And then how it built up throughout. It's pretty great. And everything with WB, which I was really surprised you got as much as you got in this conversation, in the book about what happened behind the scenes at WB. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get to watch any of the AEW pay-per-view yet?
Oh, God, no. Hell no. I was reading the book all day to make sure I was ready for this interview. So, no, I didn't get a chance. But tomorrow's a little more relaxed. Just had the Geek Buddies tomorrow. And the Jedi Away, which Laura and I are going to record tomorrow. But that won't take too much time. So I'll probably wake up in the morning and watch some of that before the explosion happens at the end. Was it a decent pay-per-view or was it a crap pay-per-view?
I thought it was a good show. I think the problem is that the whole botch with the ring exploding at the end. It's like it's going to leave a mark. It's the kind of thing that's what people are going to remember about that show. Unfortunately, even though there were some pretty good matches, it kind of dipped. It dipped. Like it started really good. Like they opened with the tag team title match between the Young Bucks and Chris Jericho and MJF. That was great. The tag team battle royal, casino battle royal was good. Some of their matches were fine. It was kind of like they were good, but they weren't like outstanding. So it was kind of like got into a lull. But the ladder match was good, I thought, and the street fight, Sting and Darby Allin against Team Taz, that was well done. That was a fantastic cinematic match, I thought.
Okay.
It was. They had some really cool shots, some camera work. And really creative. It was different. It was fun. And the main event was bloody and but it was really entertaining. It's just unfortunately the whole explosive thing because the whole point was that they were trying to like literally kill Moxley after the match was over, and Eddie Kingston's like trying to like do like a jump on the grenade thing to protect him, and it's like it's like sparklers instead of like a big boom.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw the video of the terrible ending. Yeah, I saw the video. It was bad, but...
Oh, I'm surprised you're able to see it because, AEW's been copywriting that footage. They don't want anybody to see the botch.
Well,
no.
It was all over Twitter that night.
Yeah.
So
people
Twitter,
who posted online, they got hit with, no, you can't show that.
Wow. And I know I was on Pro Wrestling Sheet. And
I don't know what they're going to do on Dynamite.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm. But no, it was overall it was a good show. It could have been could have been great. It's a shame that horrible botch is going to mar that show. It's unfortunate because there was some good stuff on there. So I think you'll enjoy the cinematic. I think you'll enjoy the street fight, and some of the other matches though for sure. So
cool.
Let's just see what Aaron thinks as well on Strong Style there this week. What do you thought of the show as well? If you got,
I'll let
I
him
think
know.
he got. Hopefully, he got this.
Well, he sent me a couple of people actually sent me a link
Oh.
to pay-per-view, so I will take a look at it for sure.
Yeah, I
Cool.
thought about doing the same thing, but it's like, the way that I saw it is like a friend has a Fight TV account. No, not Fight TV. BR Live account. That it's his account, it's his account under his name and my name. So it's like it's not something I could give out to other people. So I thought maybe we could do a watch along, but you were so busy, so that ended up not getting to work out. But I'm glad that some other people were able to get you to see the show, because I was like, because I saw Strong Sound and I was like, well, I'd like to be able to help, It's like, but I'm glad other people were able to. So I was like, because it's like, I understand, $50 is a lot of money. That's why my friend and I split these pay-per-view costs, because it's like, that's why it's like people may complain about WWE, but it's a lot cheaper to watch their pay-per-views these days.
That's true. And it's about to be March 18th over there on Peacock. WWE is going over there. And Chris Taylor asks, Strong Style on Saturdays now? Yes. Strong Style is now on Saturdays at noon. We had 1,500 people watch the show on Saturday. So I think that's the new place for us to go.
Later.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to do. And it's much more relaxed for both of us. So I think that's what we're going to do going forward. Awesome. And there might be something coming on Friday for sure. So we shall see. Cool. All right. Anything else, Justin? Or are you good?
Oh, just wanted to show off real quick. I picked up some cool stuff lately that you probably would like, as far as like movie goes. I got a hold of both
nice.
Raid movies. Only $13 on Amazon for both.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that price is still up there. So if you don't have both Raid movies, it's like jump on that Amazon deal. It's a good deal.
Are they in 4K at all, or is it only in the regular Blu-ray? It looks like
they're both regular. They're not 4K.
Okay.
I've only seen the first Raid and I loved it. I've not gotten to watch Raid 2 yet. I haven't been able to find time. So
you know what's his face loves it. Nost, so we shall see. Cool shit, man. All right.
Yeah, I picked up today at Best Buy. It's a limited edition steelbook of Dread. Now this is a 4K.
Nice.
Yeah. This is gorgeous artwork. I heard about this and I was able to get this. I got the last copy that was in the store.
Yeah.
So I lucked out. I want to show the back real quick here before I go. It's like I am the law.
I love it.
Yeah, this is. I didn't have this on Blu-ray, at all. I only had like an old DVD, so this was like a perfect upgrade, especially for 4K. So,
awesome.
So I love this movie. It's so
cool.
Good.
All right.
Enjoy watching that.
I put it on the Amazon right now, so I'll definitely be getting it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. It was great to see you, brother.
Yep. Good to see you. See you
later. We'll talk soon. Definitely. That's Justin Toner, one of my patrons. I always love him coming to hang out. And he's always talking some good wrestling stuff. And he's also helping me on the Outlaw Nation, part of the crew on the Outlaw Nation who helps me train. Look, if you're watching and you haven't joined the Patreon, that's another thing you get. We have 2 hangouts a week. One on camera, one in the Discord. The Discord is active. It is jumping. It is bumping. They do watch-alongs. They have their own conversations to stay up late at night doing the Quiet Storm. People fall asleep after they've been on it for 4 to 5 hours hanging out. They wake up and they're still talking on the Discord. It's that kind of active Discord. You got to jump on the Patreon. And on Sundays, you help me train. Last week it was only an hour, but the week before it was like 3.5 hours. The week before that it was 2. I think if you guys are available this week, I think we do a 6-hour training session. 6 hours. 6 hours is what you heard me. I want to be so prepared. 4 to 6 hours. I have 4 to whatever people can spare. I want to be so prepared before this match with Liz. That way, if I do lose, and there's always a chance you can lose, I lose having given everything I can to get ready for this match. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I am a psycho, Bryant. Absolutely. I am a psycho. All right, let's see. I want to do something fun. Let me bring Sean back on. Sean, entertain the people for just a second.
Okay. I
got something that's might be interesting.
I'm just here to entertain people. So, Yeah, speaking about what John said about the Patreon, it's really, really fun. John, like you said, we have hangouts every Monday in the Discord, and then on Wednesdays we do a Zoom hangout where we're all on camera talking. And then, yeah, the Sunday trainings have been great. John has been really gracious to spare us with his time. Like, the other one went for an hour and a half. The other one went for 4 hours. Where you literally had to tell, like, John, go take a break the first time because he was just so eager. So, yeah, the Hangouts have been great. Like, I was on there until, like, almost 1:30 last night talking. So, it's really been a lot of fun. So, if you haven't been, it's a great, great, great time.
Sean, where's your hat? Put your goddamn hat on.
Here!
Put it on. That's what you said.
But I can't put it on with my headphones.
I put my cowboy hat all the time on the headphones.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, that kind of works. That kind of
there
works.
you go. Welcome to Write It Down, featuring Sean. Yes,
I'm not writing it down. So just calm down.
All right, let me. All right, thanks, Sean. And so here's what I'm doing. Thanks for entertaining the people. Absolutely, we'll be doing 4 to 6 hours on Sunday. God, get ready. Tell Soul, get ready. Tushka says they only got half an hour. Tushka, I need you to be committed to this place. All right, let me drop out, Sean. So this is what I'm doing. This is going to be interesting. I'm doing. So I ordered some new frames, glasses, right? Because I'm getting contacts. And I'm trying to get rid of my glasses, but I want to have frames while I'm wearing the contacts, because a lot of people comment that I look young when I don't have the glasses on. So I've ordered a bunch of new frames, and I'm going to do a frames unboxing here, and let's see if people like the frames. I got them all on Amazon. They're not that expensive because you're just buying the frames. I didn't go for anything like Ray-Bans or anything, and I don't know. I haven't looked at these. This is it. It's the first time I'm opening them and look at them. Come with a nice, cool case. Got to respect that. And let's see if they work. Nice leather case. Look at it. Leather. What is that? Leather? What is that? Velvet? All right. So there we go. Let me see if these work. Cheryl, do you think these are going to work? Give me an honest opinion here. Oh yeah, these are the ones with the. Oh yeah. Okay. So you've got like some silver side frames here. Okay. So these are the ones. What do you think? What's the verdict on these? No, kind of. You like the yellow? You don't like the yellow? It's supposed to, it's supposed to help with the blue light when you're on the computer. So, dun, 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 dun. I would love to have some Elton John style glasses. What do you think there, 50 Shades? What you feeling? You wear glasses, yes or no? 50 Shades like this. I don't like it. I think they're terrible. I know what you're doing, 50 Shades. All right, let me see. All right, that's the first pair. That's the first pair. Let's see here. I got another pair over here. Let's see if I can open this at all. And do you guys have any questions about Justice League or about the interview? Let me know. We're still talking. Oh, Drunken Prayer says it's too Bono. Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, this is another one. It's from AHT. That's what I got it from Amazon. You guys are my nation, so I'm trying these out, see if they're any good. I think these are blue light ones as well. So let's see if these are any good. 50 Shades, why do you hate me, John? I don't hate you. I love you, man. You crack me up. You're a funny little guy. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. All right, here's another. These are black. Now, I think they're the same ones I just wore, but they're black. Are these better? What do you think? I don't think there's a difference, is there? Well, these feel brighter. These feel brighter. So, he said, I like the shades, guy. Oh, thanks there. Thanks, Brian Brawl. Maria, dropping the hammer. I look like a pervert. Oh, my God. Wow, Maria. Yikes. All right, see, these are okay, right? I like these. I feel like I should be skiing. Okay, let's see here. Smithy, this must be entertaining for you, Smith. This must be entertaining you on so many levels. All right, let's see. This is the next one. Let's see. These are one of those. I don't want to get any kind of dust. This is one of those bags. You know those Amazon bags with dust. You got those little things here. This is unboxing. This is what the kids want nowadays. Unboxings is what I hear. All right, let's see here. All right. This one comes with a little button thing. You pop it open, I guess. Ooh, this little wraparound. Nice. All right, let's see what these look like. Ooh, oh yeah, these are the these have the wood side paneling. So the wood paneling there with the front. So let's see if these nerdy ones work. Oh, yes. I mean, come on. These are perfect. Come on. These are great. The answer to the question is 542.75 X over Y. No, still Bono? Still Bono? These still look like Bono? All right. I like these. They're thicker frames. I kind of dig these. No? Is it a negative? Cheryl, what do you Oh, see, Justin says much better. Maria, what do you think? Maria, do they look terrible? Are they no good? 50 Shades says these are my favorite. All right. Why do you hate me, 50 Shades? I don't know. The Nutty Outlaw. See, now Vanya says they're great. Maria says they're too small for your head. I don't know. All right. Let's see. There's another pair in here as well. So maybe that goes in the return pile. Some of you don't like it. Let's see. Oh, this one is Fearbo computer glasses. They come in this little case like this. And cool little adjustments here. Come in a nice little army green style look. Okay. These are all black. These might be too small for my head as well, Maria. Oh, come on. That's it. Here we go. This is it. Drunken prayer. This is what you've been asking for. Dun, 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 dun. This is perfect. Someone says Beyond Drew Carey was spot on. What's the practical advice, Cheryl? What's the practical advice? You don't like these? I kind of like these. They're weird. Yeah, it's super nerd, right, Sandlin? Oh my God, Maria's like Goldilocks over here. It's too big for your head. It's better, but the lens is too big. Oh, Maria, you're driving me nuts. Drew Carey shades. I like these. Yeah, these are Drew Carey shades. Clip that. Oh well, I was trying for a look. I want bigger frames, but maybe these aren't the way to go. God, I have to return some of these. That sucks. I hate returning shit. All right, these are the last ones, so we'll see if they have any good. Take the lens out of the frame so there is no reflection. Oh yeah, good call there, Cheryl. Maria, I want you to look, but okay, you do you, boo. All right, these are Eileen Alyssa Singular Style, the real beauty style in my heart. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we got anything. Yeah, Kevin Merton says the yellow ones look better. Seinfeld, those are ladies' glasses. You guys are fucking cruel, you know. The Outlaw Nation's a good nation, but it's a little fucking cruel with the ball busting. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, let me see. This is the last one. Let's see if I can get it open. This is like that redoubled plastic they put shit. Oh, here we go. All right. Smithy says, my practical advice, I can't get LASIK, Smithy. I had a car accident in 1991 where a rear view mirror exploded into my eye when I was sideswiped by another car, and the rear view mirror of my rear view mirror exploded into and the glass went into my cornea, and it made an X shape in my cornea, and they had to do surgery with me at 3 a.m. in Prince William County Hospital. And that's where they did the surgery. All right, let's see if these are okay. These are also oversized frames. So I'm trying to look nerdy as fuck. That's what I'm trying to look for. What does Maria say? Look, John, you're an attractive man. Let's not hide that with a horrible frame. Chris says you wanted our opinion, Rocha. You're right. I did. Just didn't know you guys were so cruel about it. You don't get this on Dan Merle's Patreon, do you? Oh, look at these. Ooh. Oh, these are nice. Oh, these are nice. Let's try them on. Oh yeah, this is the best one. Come on, don't lie. These are the best ones. Dun 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 dun. All right, let's see. I'm out of frame here. There we go. I'm out of focus. All right, what do you think? No? Too big, huh? What do you think? No? Just knowledge? And Jim Sandlin says, hell no. Oh, all right. Aisha, what do you think, Aisha? I've been trying on glasses. You're a little late to the party. Aisha. Trying on glasses. Apparently, everyone wants me to return them. No, it's no good, huh? Nobody likes them, huh? What do you think? Let's see. I'll take the booster gold looking ones. That's what Corey Cameron says, the first ones. Yeah, so I'm trying out new glasses. This is an impromptu unboxing. Oh, you can see my whole screen. Oh, so I can't, There we go. Too big, Rook. That's what Isha says. Too big. I want a big. Hello. Christilla says, I look like the Latino Eugene Levy. That's perfect. I like that's perfect. Schitt's Creek, Eugene Levy. Those are way too reflective, says Tushka. All right. So I couldn't have them, is what you're saying, Tushka. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? All right. All right. Well, I tried. Tushka says, I can read your Streamlabs through your glasses. So that's funny. All right. 50 Shades, what's up, man? What do you got? What do you got for me, man?
First of all, I just want to stress how important glasses are because, these are broken. Also, I wanted to second what another thing you said earlier. Yes, the Patreon is awesome, and if you haven't signed up yet, you should. Because, like you said, those hangouts are great. The study sessions, even though we kind of bust each other's balls on camera, and the Discord, we're friends, right, John?
Yes, we are friends. Of course, we're friends.
Right, Enrique Levy. I like that. So you're gonna have to forgive me.
What's wrong?
I didn't watch the full show until now. I just got it a few minutes ago. Okay. I watched the new Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh, what are your feelings about that?
It's a Tom and Jerry movie.
Well, of course it's Tom and Jerry.
It's definitely 100% a Tom and Jerry movie. Didn't expect anything less, didn't expect anything more. And
right.
That's exactly what I got.
It's getting good reviews.
It's getting good reviews because I haven't seen any reviews so far.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Yeah, it was getting good reviews.
It's fun. Did you watch it?
I did watch it. I thought it was a perfectly fine Tom and Jerry movie.
Exactly what I said.
Too big, huh? I think it's too big. 50 Shades is too big. Tell the truth.
Nah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Aisha wants to know if you saw Justice League afterwards. Did Justice League come on while you were watching it? Or no?
Didn't get released yet?
No. It got that's what happened here in the States. Because 50 Shades is an international Outlaw Nation fan. Here in the States, apparently for about 2 hours, people got to see the Justice League movie when they clicked on Tom and Jerry. So
good for you.
Good for you.
Meanwhile, I watched Tom and Jerry. So yeah, I'm on a roll right now with movies. I watched Coming to America 2 yesterday. Tom and Jerry today. And I'm planning to watch Raya and the Last Dragon tomorrow. I'm saving the best for last.
You're gonna love Raya. Raya's fantastic, dude.
Yeah,
it is incredible.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
By the way, did you watch Coming to America? I'm assuming you have.
I did. Yes, I did.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was a fine movie, and I'll be dropping the review tomorrow. I thought it was a perfectly fine movie, but that one that I don't know what you can say, but just didn't quite hit the mark like it should have. And I thought people were a bit unfair in their criticisms of it. Really? This one? Really? No, not this one. I like this one.
This one's good.
Huh? All right. Yeah, I thought it was fine for what it was. It was not going to be the first movie. It was never going to be the first movie, and people thinking it was going to be the first movie were crazy to think so because these guys are older, so they're not going to have the same kind of biting humor that you got from the original Eddie Murphy films back then. So that's the situation there. Yeah.
Here's another question. Do you think the PG-13 hurt it? Because I didn't think so at all.
No, because again, these are older comics, so they're not going to tell raunchy stuff. He's married. He has a son, or he has 2 daughters and a son. How about these? Yeah, these are fine, right? Booster Gold. All right, all right. But yeah, he has a daughter and a son, so he's not gonna. Oh, sorry, he has 2 daughters or 3 daughters rather, and he has a son who he didn't know about. Now he finds out about. So you're not gonna get raunchy stuff. The only people that got raunchy were the barbers a couple of times, but that's all you got. It just was it was a more relaxed, laid back. It was a perfectly fine movie, but it's not the original. And the original was made at a time when Eddie was at his apex as a young comedian, an up and coming young comedian. So to me, it's not up and coming. He was like super uber star famous at that point. But so that's the difference there, in my opinion. Are we saying yes on these? No. Chris Taylor says no on those. I can't tell. You guys are all over the place.
I think I liked those same ones, but with the wider frames.
All right, all right. Let's see here. So the ones with the silver.
The white guy saying that the white frames look better than the black frames.
So you're saying
for me.
Why? You say why? All right. How about these? How about these? Oh, are these smooth? All right. How about these? Are these smooth? Oh, Jim likes these. I don't know if I like these. All right. We'll see. What else have you seen? Are you seeing anything else?
No, just like I said, I saw that one yesterday, this one today, and that one tomorrow. I'm saving the best for last because when you drink tea or coffee, the sugar is always at the bottom.
That's a good point. It is.
And since we're unboxing things, this is something that I unboxed yesterday.
All right. Oh, nice. Now, is that a Boba or a Mandalorian? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's Din Djarin.
Oh, it's Din Djarin. Nice, dude.
It doesn't have the attachment on this side.
Right, right.
This Mando doesn't have that one.
Is there a does it come with a Baby Yoda?
No. This was a full costume, by the way. It was supposed to be my Purim costume last month.
Right.
It arrived this week. So
okay.
I got something for next year.
Purim. What is
Purim,
that in the Jewish faith? What is the Purim? What is
the
Purim?
Jewish? It's basically Jewish Halloween, but not really. But it's the one holiday where we all dress up in costumes and eat candy and drink till we pass out.
Wow. You drink till you pass out.
That's the part of the tradition. I don't drink because I'm lame, but that's part of the tradition itself.
Okay.
I have a picture of the full costume, me in the full costume, if you're interested.
You have a picture of you in the full costume?
Yeah, I put on the full costume. That was before the helmet arrived. Do you want me to switch it?
Me and my magic helmet. Oh, yeah, here. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. He's only missing a Baby Yoda. You're missing a Baby Yoda. That's the only thing you're missing. Oh, no, wait, there it is.
The costume.
There it is. Look at that. You look better than Sean does in his hat. I'll tell you that much. You look fantastic.
Come on. We both... Again, another ad for the Patreon. If you're a part of the Patreon, you know just how good Sean looks in pictures. Sean is a regular model.
He is.
Right, Sean?
We've seen those pictures of Sean as a child model. Yeah.
Don't try to hide it, Sean. We know how good you are.
We know how much you were selling those for, Sean. Those are great pictures. All right, cool. Anything else? 50 Shades? What do you guys got?
No, not really. Just my casual Lion King reference because I do that on every single show that I'm on. Speaking of which, my favorite line from Coming to America 2, when the guy was hyping up Wesley Snipes' character. I'm hoping it's not a spoiler. He was hyping him up. He says, "Ruler of Nextdoria, conqueror of lands," and my favorite line from the movie, "The inspiration for Mufasa." That was my favorite line in the entire movie.
That was very funny. You're not wrong about that. Cool. All right, brother, man. Thanks so much for coming on. We got 3 other people waiting to come on in. Much love to you, brother.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, 50 Shades. Awesome. 50 Shades is the best. I love it when he shows up. He can't be bothered to sit close to his mic. I kind of respect that. He has a thing and he's sticking with it till the end of time. Smith, hey! What's going on, Smith?
Hey, 50 Shades has got an excellent background going on there. That massive comic book picture, so he's got a bunch of that stuff, you know?
The eye just looking at you. The eye of Dormammu.
Yeah.
It's a little unsettling.
There
What's
is
going
no
on?
Eye of Dormammu. It turned out to be Agnes all along. So what are you talking about?
There is no Eye of Dormammu.
Sorry. So
go
hey,
ahead. Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah, sorry to hear about your car accident there. I didn't realize my comment would bring up so much pain. And
What? Oh, yeah,
misery.
no. That was 91, man. Long time ago, brother. Man.
Oh, really?
But thank you very much. Yeah.
Was there any impaired driving involved? Not on your part, but on the other person's part?
No, I don't care. It was a hit and run. I don't know. Sorry, not that I don't care. I don't know. It was a hit and run. It was a hit and run.
I was walking on the street in LA once with some friends, and we saw a real minor hit and run. It wasn't like any, and the dude took off. But the problem is when he hit the car, his license plate fell off. So the person just grabbed his license plate, and they know exactly who to go after. Yeah. He came back around, too, looking for it because he realized he was screwed. But anyway.
He's like, oh, shit.
That's right. So
what's up?
In terms of talking about Justice League and Snyder, you're not going to get a lot of positivity out of me, so I better not go there.
Okay.
But I was wondering, since there's two people waiting, we got to be quick.
Yeah. Well,
Sean's freaking out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What movie would you do a recut of? What movie would you Snyder cut?
Ooh, damn. That is a great question. I can't
It's actually a Smithy cut in reality, by the way. That's how this usually works.
Yeah.
Snyder just stole my bit, whatever. But anyway.
Okay. Hold on. I got to address this.
How about this?
50 Shades says, I can't come to the show without John shitting all over me. 50 Shades, you know you bust my balls all the time. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Don't you play the victim here.
He shits on all of us equally, 50 Shades. Don't worry.
He does. He does.
If he ain't crapping on you, he doesn't love you. That's the way it works.
He brings up Bespin all the time with us. So what would I do a recut of? A film I would do a recut of. That's a great question.
Your favorite movie? Goonies.
I wouldn't even make it if it was that.
The Snyder Cut is throwing the film in the garbage.
I would pass on the film.
I'll give you mine.
Okay, go ahead.
The Mist.
Oh, yeah.
The Mist is like half a good movie, and I think half a bad movie.
Okay.
Firstly, I'd fix that ending. I know that, Stephen King signed off on that ending, but Stephen King also signed off on Maximum Overdrive, so let's not give him too much credit.
Horrible.
And, people who have, if it's not a major spoiler, but the ending of that movie, right?
Yeah.
And that was not the original ending of the story. The original ending of the story is they just keep going and they never find an end to the Mist. And they leave it at that. They leave it on this cliffhanger where you're like, did the world end or not?
Right. That's the Robert Kirkman ending where it just keeps going season after season after season.
Oh, there you go.
Never a cure for the zombie stuff. That's for sure. Oh, yeah, I agree with this. Lovecock's Wonder Woman, the Jenkins cut. Well, there's no. You got the Jenkins cut. Let me just tell you that right now. You got the Jenkins cut. But I would probably take another pass at that.
Yeah, I don't even think Patty Jenkins misdirected that movie. I just think what the script wasn't really the greatest idea. I don't know. That was
no, I agree with you. Some Cinefinity says Transformers. Yeah, would I go back?
Oh,
yeah, I might redo Transformers. I think that's not a bad idea, actually.
Really?
Transformers.
Recast yourself as Shia LaBeouf's dad?
No.
I see where you're going with that.
Because Patrick Dempsey was terrible in that third one. He was not good in that third one. So nothing.
So you would recut Transformers 3, which I don't remember. Is that
the Anthony Hopkins one? I would recut.
Oh, the Last Night.
I thought there was a lot of good shit in Last Night.
Yeah,
but, it wasn't great. And we've been doing the MCU rewatches on stereo. My girlfriend and I, she watches them on Friday night, and then we talk about them on Saturday afternoon on stereo. Someone suggested in one of the messages they sent, you should do Transformers next. And I was like, there's no way my girlfriend who hates action in movies is going to put herself through Transformers. And she's like, it can't be that bad. And I told her I said, you're going to be surprised how many people are the kind of actors that are in Transformers. And she's like, well, who? And I mentioned
John Turturro.
Turturro. And then I mentioned Frances McDormand, which really threw her for a loop, and Anthony Hopkins, which she was going crazy about. So yeah, absolutely.
Hey, these people, they get their payday on these Transformers movies.
Oh,
they act serious in Nomadland, but then they get their paycheck on Transformers. So
you got to buy that house. Man.
Hey, Rocha.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Frank Darabont, the director of The Mist?
Mm.
Because He ain't been directing a lot of movies anymore. In fact, there are 0 movies on the horizon for him.
Maybe he just kind of took a step back because he didn't like some of the reception. Not everyone's built. And I don't mean this in a negative way. Not everyone's built for Hollywood, and didn't have a kind of a controversial exit from Walking Dead. Wasn't there some issues?
Let me tell you this: you can go on Frank Darabont's IMDb page, and they've printed in entirety in the quote section, like the emails he wrote. Some of which are the ones that got him kind of in trouble on that. Where he's threatening to throw people out windows and shit. But anyway, he might be back someday. You know, he's not fully Joss Whedon, but he's kind of in the middle ground of that.
Yeah, he's still writing though, isn't he? He's like, is he still writing? No,
he doesn't do that much anymore. I don't think he's got much going on.
So what is he doing for money? What do you think Frank Darabont does for money, man?
I mean, he probably made enough money on his previous endeavors to be okay. I think he's actually in a lawsuit with The Walking Dead folks. So Skybound, oh my God!
Don't bring me into that. I don't know anything you're talking about.
Sorry, I won't mention it anymore.
Jesus.
Nothing.
Why are
else.
you trying to get me in trouble here?
I don't know. This ain't a Skybound show. But anyway,
keep it down. I would recut glass.
All right. Yeah,
I could see recutting glass. That makes sense.
There's a lot of M. Night Shyamalans that you could switch a little thing here and there and make it a little better. You know. So.
Yeah, here we go. Tony Todd said, "Voice the Fallen." Okay, Tony Todd.
Tony Todd's good.
Good actor.
Candyman.
That's right.
The Rock. He's pretty badass in The Rock.
He is badass in The Rock. All right, what else you got, Smithy?
Hey,
we got
just
about 10 minutes left in the show. What else
tonight? So I'll let you get to your other folks. But it's good to see you. And
you
just
too, my man. Much
don't
love.
forget, someday you got to face Brennan. Don't forget about that.
I was ready to face him on our agreed upon day and time, and Brennan came up with the excuse that his family showed up out of nowhere. I had agreed to meet this gentleman on the field of battle. This gentleman turned and ran.
Hey, and I'm sorry, it's my weekly schedule that like Sunday afternoon is when I do all my family phone calls that take hours. So
don't sweat it, bro.
I realize now that that's when the study sessions are happening, but I'm just on the phone with like mom, Mrs. Smithy, Mama Smithy.
Shout out to Mama Smithy.
She directs crappy movies too, Wow.
Well, oh, no.
It's a family business. We all do it.
I respect it. Got to make your money somehow, for God's sakes. All right. Great to see you, brother. Much love
to you, Rocha. Have fun.
See you too. Get rid of that hat, Smithy. God damn it. Get rid of that hat. Maria, what's going on? What do you got, Maria? What do you got here? I got all these glasses. You got no love for
I
anything.
want to talk to you about your glasses choices, okay?
You're going to send me to Amazon.
No, I'm going to send you to either Warby Parker, where you can get like 7 frames sent to you that you can try out, at your leisure.
Aren't they expensive?
Or Zenny. No, they're cheap. Zenny.com is $30 a frame for my son anyway. He gets them all the time. He's constantly having a new pair, and I'm like, how the hell you getting those? But Zenny.com will send you a bunch of them too. So you need to just try out frames from one place and not go cherry picking all over the internet, whatever you did there to get all that stuff.
I went to Amazon.
Oh my God, the yellow lens. You should not.
You don't like the yellow lens? It seemed like a big hit.
Adjusted. Jesus Christ.
It seemed like a
for
big
the
hit.
guys.
Watching it.
Yeah. Next thing you'll be eating lunch at a grade school across the street in a van. I don't know what you're doing.
God, I hope no.
Yellow lenses are not good. So anyway.
All right. You remember those days.
Have your girlfriend. Your girlfriend knows what looks good on you. So why doesn't she help you? Sincerely.
She gets annoyed because I'm very picky.
There you go.
She gets annoyed because I'm super picky.
Well, I think that the width that you have on right now is good. The width is good.
Yeah.
The size you want bigger. You can go bigger and you could go thicker, but it's just you're picking things that are not the right same size. So I'm just telling you. I do a lot of glasses picking. Kate Spade for me, that's my signature style.
Oh, that's hardcore.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. I know. And they look wonderful on me. All my wrinkles, they just don't show up as well. So, anywho, that's all I wanted to say. Nice to see you. You sounded tired earlier, but now you sound really full of life.
Yeah, well, it was a great conversation with him. Thank you so much. All right, you too. Great to see you, bye, Maria.
Boy.
Love Maria. She's so much fun to have in the Outlaw Nation. She's the best. Brennan, what do you got, son? What are you talking?
Smithy's going to get me in trouble.
I know he is. He's writing bodies. He's writing checks your body can't cash.
That's fair.
Yeah. How are you, brother? What's going on?
Doing good. I'm excited for the Justice League.
Yeah, did you watch the interview, or were you busy? Were you having dinner?
I was watching the interview.
Cool.
It's very exciting because I couldn't get through the original cut of the movie.
Of Justice League. Right.
Yeah, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is I saw Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot better than I did in the theater.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I made the mistake of seeing it in IMAX 3D in theater, and that was the only ticket that was available.
Yeah.
And that was terrible.
Okay.
I'd say that overall, I like Batman v Superman.
Okay.
I think Jesse Eisenberg is terrible as Lex Luthor.
Yes. I don't disagree with you there.
That's the one thing where it's just like, nah.
Yeah, I wonder what the end result's going to be with him in this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
I'm also
curiouser. Yep.
Intrigued by the fact that Joker's going to be in this one.
We live in a world. Yeah.
I really didn't like his version of Joker in Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Suicide Squad, of course, has its own problems.
Yes. Oof, God, yes.
And basically, his performance reminded me of when Johnny Depp is giving an awful performance.
Yeah.
So, I guess my thought is, do you think that this is a one-time thing, or do you think that this is going to have an effect down the line?
I'll be honest with you, Brennan. I used to think that it was a one-time thing. There's no way they're going to do anything with him. And it may still be true. Do you know what I'm saying? Because after the fan base has reacted like this, as a studio, you might hesitate to go back in business with him because the fans could rebel at any moment. Snyder could have some offhand comment that wasn't meant to mean anything, and the fans seize upon it. Because I'll tell you this, yesterday I saw I saw a few of the Snyder Cut diehards thinking that the reason the film had been accidentally leaked under the Tom and Jerry thing was WB or people at HBOMax trying to sabotage Zack Snyder, trying to sabotage the reception to the movie. And I'm like, this is the level of kind of paranoia some people have on the other side. And listen, that's not unfounded paranoia, by the way, because of some of the stuff that's we were told, and then it was actually a complete lie about why Zack left or why his cut or was available. Or not available. So people, I think, naturally have suspicion about WB and the way they are treating Zack or might treat Zack, because they think they set him up to fail. And so this just kind of alluded to that. But I just think if someone made a mistake and hit the wrong button, they're still new to doing streaming stuff. So yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all
That
I
it?
got.
Oh, okay. Well, much love to you, man. Thanks for coming in, Brendan.
Much love to you too.
You're the best, brother.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you. I'm gonna smoke you. I just won't say this. I'm good at talking shit when they leave. I'm the best at it. All right, we got a couple of Streamlabs here. Thank you very much. Wayne Edwards, thank you, Wayne. If only more people donated the way you do, Wayne. When I don't ask for it. You're very, very kind. Wayne said, hola, brother Rocha. Great interview with Sean. Thank you, Wayne. I'm going to get the book, and I am definitely watching Justice League. I am a Snyder fan. Are you going to watch JL straight through? I wanted to drop some support before class starts tonight for me. See ya. Thank you, Wayne. Yes, I'm 1,000% going to watch it all the way through. As I said, I'm not going to drink or eat anything like 4 hours before the movie starts. So I'm completely clean and cleaned out, and I can sit and relax and watch. If I can watch a football game for 4 hours, I can watch Zack Snyder's Justice League for 4 hours, for God's sakes. If I can watch Cheryl's favorite sport, hockey, for 4 hours with those interminable overtimes, then I sure as hell can watch Zack Snyder's Justice League for 4 hours. So I don't think I'll have a problem with that at all, in my opinion. So, yes, 4 hours straight is not going to be an issue for me for sure. So thank you very much, Wayne. I appreciate it. All right. Rodney Pino says, hey, John, I have a suggestion for the Geek Buddies. You're watching the Snyder Cut, and there's a camera on you and Shannon. Another is on Mike Vogel and Kalinowski. The amazing geek moments that would be birthed from those 4 hours. Look, this is a great suggestion, and I wish we could pull it off. But the truth is, I don't think that we can, because I don't think the four of us are going to be able to. Well, Kalinowski and Vogel can't be in the same room. Shannon and I can't be in the same room at this point. So we would have to have 4 separate cameras, and we'd have to watch it all the way through, I think, because if one person gets up, we have to sync back up again, and I think that would throw people off. So if we did it, it would have to be a shared screen type situation where we're all watching the same feed, which I think might be possible. But in the end, I don't think it'll lead to what you think it'll lead to, because of it's 4 hours. So, but it's a great idea. And if we were all at a studio somewhere, the 4 of us, we could just set up one camera and then react to it as we see fit. So yeah, that could be, but it's a great idea, Rodney. I wish we could do it. 1,000% wish we could do it. And I will be doing watch-alongs on the Outlaw Nation. That is going to be happening on the Patreon. So if you're a patron, you will be getting watch-alongs. You'll be getting all kinds of things, commentary tracks, what have you. All that's starting to happen very soon on the Outlaw Nation Patreon. So please come aboard. I'm focused on the match on the 26th. But after that, we're going to start setting up a bunch of stuff and having some fun. All right, Jay Scotty St. Clair, what's up, dude? How are you, brother?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Basking in the afterglow of a fun interview with Sean O'Connell.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad you got the opportunity to do that, and that the channel has continued to be a successful outlet for you.
Thank you.
I always look forward to my opportunities to interact with you this way.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
So what's up? What's going on?
Not too much. Just wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
I was thinking about, cinematic twists.
Ooh.
And narrative twists. If you could basically go back and rewind the clock and experience any narrative twist again for the first time, what do you go with? And I would challenge you not to pick like the obvious ones, like the Darth Vader father reveal and whatnot. Are there any lesser known ones that really were personal to you that would be,
damn, that's
maybe as an older man, if you could experience again, maybe it would hit you a different way this time?
Well, I don't know if there are endings, and I think that's a great question. So I'd have to think about it a little bit more, but I know what jumps to mind is the first time I saw bullet time in The Matrix, when Neo was dodging the bullets and shit, like that was a moment, man. That was just like, what the fuck did I just see? And they can do this now. And that was my reaction in theaters when I saw that. I think another great moment, because I stood up and clapped when it happened, to revisit it and relive it again, because we were building through 2008 into a few years after, throughout those years, to get to Avengers, right? Joss Whedon's Avengers. Sure. And that moment when Hulk grabs Loki and just... I remember, and my friend who works for Marvel, he was there with us in the El Capitan Theater. I stood up and clapped. Like I it just kind of blew my mind, and my explosion of geekdom came out like that. And so I'd love to relive that moment over again. Some great twists. If you guys have seen Presumed Innocent, watching that twist on Presumed Innocent was pretty shocking. What else? What else?
Have you played any video games? I know you're not the most avid gamer, but you have played some video games. Have there been any video games with a good narrative that kind of narrative element you want to experience again?
I mostly play the sports games, man. I'm still working my way through Ghost of Tsushima. So
right.
Yeah. But I mostly play sports games, so not really that much. What obviously, what's a great, what about you? Is there another great surprise, another great scene?
Well, I was actually, the reason I kind of transitioned and I kind of opened it up to, beyond movies, it could be books or video games as well. Yeah. You might not be as familiar with this one, but I'm sure you've heard about BioShock just in the ether, whether or not people want to adapt that or not. But there's a moment about halfway through that first game where you find out that the person that you're playing as, this protagonist, is not everything that he seems to be. And he has a very effective moment with the antagonist where you basically learn you've been under this antagonist's machinations the entire time. and people that you thought were friendly and these like reassuring things that they would say to you, like, would you kindly do this, you know, kind of like tell you what to do and instruct you as a player, turns out to be a lot more nefarious. And for me, it was like, I remember my jaw actually dropping, having one of those moments like, oh shit, I've invested, you know, 12 hours into this experience and it was not what I thought it was at all. So that's what I would love to see translated definitely to the small screen or the big screen.
Yeah, geez, that's great. I love that. Oh, Fight Club is another one, right?
There
like
you go.
The ending of Fight Club, because I was so invested in Edward Norton's story and I couldn't piece it together as I was watching the movie. And then when the twist happened, I was just like, what the fuck? What a brilliant way to switch that around. I think revisiting Fight Club overall for the first time again would be a blast, because I loved that movie. Loved that movie coming out of the theater.
Yeah, that's...
Does it, what about Ace Ventura? Does anyone have a thing for Ace Ventura? Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Are you familiar with J.A. Bayona's Spanish film El Orfanato?
No, I'm not.
Okay, no, you're not the biggest horror guy, but that's another one tying it back to movies. That one's got a great twist that to go back and experience again fresh would be pretty rewarding.
What about Sixth Sense? How many people knew that twist was coming when it was coming like that? And then when you revert all the way back to where you go to, you're like, oh my God, what an incredible way to kind of wrap it all together. But yeah.
And M. Night Shyamalan's been chasing that high ever since. I think the closest he came was with Split, the ending of Split. But
yeah. Tushka says Unbreakable. Speaking of M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? You got any suggestions here as we're wrapping up the show? Brian Brawler, thank you, Brian. Look at that. Thank you, Brian. Very kind of you to send in a little bit of cashish here. I appreciate it.
It takes a nation.
It does take a nation, for God's sakes. I had a village. Now I've got a nation. What's going on with you, man? Any final words? Anything going on like for tonight? I mean, not in your life, obviously, but tonight, anything you've got going on that you're working on? Or are you excited
well,
about?
you know, I don't want to take the spotlight away from you or anything you're doing, but just one of the reasons I haven't been able to participate on Tuesdays and whatnot is because watching folks like yourself for so many years has slowly inspired me to pursue my own and creative endeavors and whatnot. So I like to do a lot of cartoons and a lot of drawings. I mean, people in the Facebook groups and whatnot have seen me make memes and whatnot. But if you want to follow me on Instagram or anything like that, I'm definitely trying to be more consistent with my creative output. And I'm eternally grateful to folks for yourself for helping me find my voice and fine tune it. So
please, it's an honor to help in any way, shape, or form. So that's awesome. I appreciate that, Jay Scott. That's great that be inspired, be creative, do your thing. That's for sure. It's what do you cartoon? What do you do?
I like to do
cartoons.
I like to do a lot of movie mashups, things that are that speak to the things that we all like. Like I recently did a mashup of Beta Ray Bill and Kill Bill. So it's just kind of like you got Beta Ray Bill in that classic yellow biker suit that Uma Thurman wore, and instead of the sword, he's got the hammer there, and it's got the Kill Bill logo. And I put Beta in like sprayed blood over it. So
is that on Instagram?
Yeah, if you follow me at J Scotty for real, or maybe I can put it. I don't know if what the functionality is here with StreamYards, but maybe if I put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the private chat.
Okay.
Put it in the private chat and I'll bring it up and show people.
Cool.
Look at this guy. He's ridiculous, this guy. Look at this guy. All right. Let me see here. Oh, sweet. Hold on. Let me show the screen.
Very kind of you to do that. Yeah.
Of course. Please. Let me share the screen here. Hold on. Make sure I don't have anything negative on here. Sean likes to warn me about all the time. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Now here, let me make it even bigger. Can I make it bigger? Let me see. Here we go. Can I do it like that?
There we go.
There we go. All right. Look at that. That's pretty cool, guys. Follow Jay Scotty. He's at Jay Scotty for real. There it is. Give him a follow and see all this other artwork that he's got going on.
If you guys have ideas for mashups you want to see, like I was thinking about doing Mecha Godzilla and the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers, if that's your thing, I'm open to suggestions. So
Captain Headcanon. I like. Oh, they got to make me log in.
You got to follow me, John.
Come on, you jerk offs. Yeah, sure. There we go.
Oh, cool.
There you got to follow. What else you got here?
Yeah. Feel free to. I'm a big Letterkenny fan. The Boys.
Look at that.
There's nothing too embarrassing. It's obviously been a work in progress as I've continued to put stuff out. I've refined my style. That donkey one in the Captain America getup is one I'm kind of proud of. That's America's ass.
Yeah, I like that. I'm making waffles all day. I make waffles all day. America's ass. That's awesome. That's so funny. Good. Awesome stuff, man. Oh, what's the devil one? What's the devil one?
Mephisto. So a little play on words there for you.
Brilliant. Sean will appreciate that one. All right. Thanks, Jay Scotty, man. It's great to see you, brother.
Yeah, always a pleasure. I'll see you around.
Keep doing your thing, brother. Much love. All right, that was Jay Scotty. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. And thank you to everyone who donated or sent in any support for the Outlaw Nation. You can always join the Patreon as well. Come and hang out there. Come and get me ready for Lightning Liz, Shannon Miller, or just come hang out with the Outlaw Nation. It's a great group, a lot of fun, a lot of talk, a lot of conversations, hanging out till late at night, talking about movies, talking about life, talking about everything. And whenever I get to hang out with them on the Discord Hangouts or on the Zoom chat, it's always a blast. So come and be aboard of that. Come and be a part of that at the Patreon address right there, right? Patreon.com/John Rocha. Come and sign up on the tiers. If you sign up at the $50 tier, you get a half an hour with me every month to talk about your life or talk about anything you want to talk about creatively or personally or anything like that. If you go to the $100 tier, you get an hour with me every month where we sit down and talk about anything you want to talk about, movies, whatever. We could do watch along for an hour, whatever you want to talk about. One of my recent people, Douglas, we had a fantastic conversation over the weekend talking about where he's at right now as a human being and what he's trying to navigate, and shared some great stories about our lives and the places we've been in emotionally at certain times of our lives, and how we can navigate them when you're in a place where you're really kind of stuck and you want to climb out of it. So not only do I entertain you by bringing you great people like Sean O'Connell earlier on the show, but I'll also sit down with you as an unlicensed therapist and just have conversations with you about your life and maybe offer some tips, some advice, and what have you, and take no responsibility for that, for God's sakes. But we can have conversations and have some fun. So if you want to be a part of it, please feel free. As Cheryl just put on now, there is the Patreon, and you can be a part of that as well. So, all right. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me here. Next week, we'll be back with another live episode of the Outlaw Nation channel. Until then, do me a favor, practice social distancing, wear your mask, be safe. Don't forget to buy Sean's book. As I said, this is the book, Release the Snyder Cut, the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is up there. The address is, the link rather, for the Amazon link rather is in the description of this video. So go and get the book. And I think people will put it in the chat. Cheryl's put it in the chat a couple times. So please go and get that book. It's $16.99. It's nothing. And you get great insight and incisive journalism from Sean O'Connor, depicting what happened with the Release the Snyder Cut movement from the beginning all the way to where we have now on the precipice of Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out on HBOMax on the 18th of March. Until then, as I say at the end of every show, my friends, people I love, whatever you need to do to get through the next second, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year, I want you to find your way to do that. Whatever it is. Do you need to take a hike? Do you need to take a walk? Do you need to listen to some music? Do you need to watch some of your favorite movies? Maybe some of you DC fans want to go back and watch some of the Zack Snyder stuff. Whatever it is you need to do to get through some of the tough times in your life, please find your way to do that and climb out of it. Because we want you around here in the nation. We love having you in the nation, and we want you to stick around in the nation for quite some time as we build this thing. Coming up on 16,300 subscribers. We had massive response to the WandaVision reviews. So those things, step by step, we're building this nation, and we want you to stay a part of it and feel good being a part of it, because all of us got your back for sure here in the nation. All right. Much love to you all, and we'll talk to you next week with another brand new episode of the Outlaw Nation Show. And thanks, Sean Barreto, for producing tonight. Much love to you, too. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.